planet Cybertron, and now its residents shall witness its dismemberment. Rise, my podcast, serve your new master well. All hail Unicron.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of All Hail Unicron, episode 70. Ain't got shit for a title. I don't know if that'll probably change somewhere along the way. With me today is the one and only Mr. Rich Preordered. How are you, sir?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing well also. Thank you very much. So yeah, it's a light podcast again. I think it's probably time that we break the news to everyone about Robert D. It turns out that Robert D was arrested. It turns out that all that money and the things, the 5 pre-orders and all that, it's because he just hasn't paid his back taxes for many, many years now. I think it's like something like the last 20 years or something like that. So they finally came after him, and he has been arrested for the foreseeable future. So hopefully, I don't know. He last time I heard, he was working on some kind of plan to break out. So maybe we'll hear from him in 2 weeks. Who knows? But yeah, that's the backstory for Robert and why Robert hasn't been here for a while. Yeah, so it's just me and Rich. So
He's off dropping the soap somewhere.
yeah, I mean, and part of the reason I know he told me that, he thought about it could get out earlier, but he's just been enjoying the whole dropping the soap thing a little bit too much. So I think he just wants to stay in for a little longer because, so I don't know, he's a weird guy. But I'm not here to question anybody's hobby. We all have some weird hobbies, so that's okay. So anyone get anything this week? All right, that's for you, Rich, because there's nobody else.
I got the New Age Beachcomber. Not a new release, but they reissued him, and I never picked him.
That's a good figure. I like that.
It's a great figure.
Yeah,
He's a great little guy.
It's so simplistic. Like, it's not hard at all to transform, but it just works in every way that it's supposed to. So
It really does.
Yeah.
It's tiny. It's got incredible articulation for such a little guy. And like you said, it's pretty simplistic, but it's very satisfying, and it really nails both modes pretty damn well.
Yeah, it's just like it's one of those perfect toys to just like fiddle with too, because it just takes up so little amounts of room and everything like that. Like, I don't know, it's just awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yet another win for New Age, honestly.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And I also got Fans Toys Sound Blaster and the 4-pack of cassettes.
Oh, that's dirty. I've been thinking about that 4-pack of cassettes. I like Slugfest and Overkill. I don't give a shit about Auto Scout or Buzzsaw. Like, so it's like half the pack I don't care about. And like, I don't remember what TFCon it was. It was, I think, the first TFCon that was in the United States. Hanny Agabus had, I don't even know what company. I never have reviewed them. They had a Overkill and Slugfest tapes from somebody else. I don't know which one. But yeah, I don't remember which company it was, but they're okay. And it's like, as much as I know the Fans Toys one is probably like better, I don't know if I care enough about the characters to pick them up instead of the ones I have. So I don't know. How do you like them?
I think maybe those were was it Robot Toys or somebody? They did like Slugfest and Overkill is a 2-pack. It was like Barney and something.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's Barney and something. I think that's right. So.
Yeah, and then they did like nothing else.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're pretty good. So of the 4 cassettes, so yeah, I like Auto Scout, and he's very well done. I have the iGear Auto Scout, and somebody else did one too. And the Fans Toys is very solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real simple design, so it's not hard to nail that one. But I like it. I think it's very well done. I can understand why some people are kind of like, meh. You know, it's that thing from that episode, as our friend Mr. Skullface likes to say. Auto Scout appeared once for a few seconds and blew up.
Yeah,
so
I
can totally
honestly
see
don't
why
even
people
remember
are kinda-
Auto Scout from an episode. Like, I know he has some kind of significance, or it, whatever it is. I don't even know if it's he, but it has some kind of significance. I don't remember it at all. I have no recollection of it.
There was like this crevice with a bunch of energon in it, and the Decepticons found it. And I want to say, it's that episode where there's two primes. They have the clone of Prime that Starscream plays.
Okay.
And they try to convince, is it a Prime problem maybe? They try to convince the Autobots to go down into the valley because the Energon blew up the Auto Scout and it's unstable. And
right.
Anyway, yeah, that one episode, and he's in it for a few seconds.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Slugfest and Overkill are kind of the same, right? Like, I don't remember in Headmasters if they got any real showing. They didn't.
I don't
in
think.
G1,
right? I don't think they were. They were in one episode of G1. They were in Hall of the Primitives.
Okay.
Where that beacon was calling all of the animal and dinosaur.
Gotcha.
Transformers.
Like yeah, so that's like that's the kind of thing. It's like I get it, but at the same time, like I don't have a draw to them too much. You know, like I don't know. Not that I'm like, you know, not one that I'm like, oh, I need the best version of that or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. It's a hard pill to swallow because one of it like 160, is that right? Something like that.
140 or something. It ends up being around $35 a cassette, which for a masterpiece cassette, I don't think is bad at all.
It's not unreasonable. It's just that like if you don't care about Auto Scout and you don't care about Buzzsaw, you know, it's yes, it's 35 a cassette, but like I don't care about Buzzsaw and I don't care about Auto Scout, so it's really more like 70 a cassette for me, you know. So it's like, that's a little pricey for two I don't care about. Like I feel like for me personally, if it was Beast Box and whatever the other one is, Slam Dance, Squawk Talk, if I got those two in one, like those ones, I think I might be willing to pay a little more for it. Not 70 a piece, but like maybe both of them for like 90 I might be interested in. I don't know. So yeah.
So Buzzsaw, I'm a little surprised because I mean Buzzsaw is kind of a staple. I'm surprised that you don't care about Buzzsaw, but
I don't know why.
So,
I just don't.
So I mean Buzzsaw is pretty much on par with Laserbeak. If you have Laserbeak with Soundwave.
I mean he's not remolded or anything, right? Like he's entirely the same, right? So
I will say this. So you know he's got his like gun engine things on his back, the iconic, you know, in G1 they were all chrome. So on Buzzsaw and Laserbeak, and it's been a while since I picked up Fans Toys Laserbeak, so I'm looking at Buzzsaw. I do an unboxing with my buddy Ryan, and it's like, man, these engine gun things are 3 different colors. It's like the actual gun is chrome, and then the intake on the engine part is painted silver, and then the back of the engine and the little wing is like painted gray. And it's like, okay, I can't stand that they're 3 different colors, but as we were like doing our unboxing and discussing it, I was like, what if this is one of those things where we look it up and it's like Rudicus, where, you know, wait, his feet aren't supposed to be green and beige, you know, and then you're like, oh shit, in the cartoon they were, you know. If you look up G1 Laserbeak or Buzzsaw, his like gun engine thing is 2 different colors. The intake is white, and then the gun and the back part are gray.
That's interesting.
So Fans Toys still didn't get it right.
Yeah.
But makes it a little less hateful. I wish it was 2 colors. I'm a cartoon guy, so I wish it was white and gray instead of gray, silver, and chrome. That's a bit off-putting, but still a solid cassette. As far as Slugfest and Overkill, I'll say Slugfest is fantastic. He's the little green guy.
Yeah.
Stegosaurus. I'm sure that's not the right dinosaur, but that's my limited dinosaur knowledge. He's great. Overkill is okay. There's some parts of him where it's like, oh, they did a good job taking pictures of this guy for box art and such. It's like some angles you're like, oh, that looks like shit.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's some of the angles like straight on, you know? It's not like Rumble and Frenzy where you turn them around and it's just a big hollow leg. It's like, well, at least from the front for a cassette, kind of passable. So I don't know. He's good, but he could have been better. I think they could have done some little I don't know, flap fold outs or something different better on him, but still pretty good.
Nice.
I mean, if you really were looking to sell those, I'm sure you could easily sell Buzzsaw.
Yeah.
The Auto Scout, you could probably sell them, but I don't know if you'd get,
Yeah.
the fair share of the box, $35 out of him. So
Yeah.
Ratbat is pretty nice. I like Ratbat, and comparing him to the G1, or I'm sorry, the MP, the proper MP Ratbat, he's a lot better.
Yeah. See, that's
a good
something
job.
that could get me too. Is like if you had made the set Buzzsaw, Ratbat, and Slugfest and Overkill, like hell yeah, I'd be in because I want Ratbat. I don't want Sound Blaster.
Which is why they put Ratbat with him.
It's exactly why they put Ratbat with him.
And to be fair, that's literally exactly what Takara did with Sound Blast. And with Ratbat. Now, I will say the one thing I think that they missed the opportunity on is, Sound Blaster, just like Fans Toy Soundwave, comes with the swap out parts. Like, makes them a little more toy looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Different face, little add-on parts for the legs, the kibble and stuff. I think it would have been that little extra MP if they would have said, and you know what? Something we're going to do with Sound Blaster that we didn't do with Soundwave. He comes with a little snap-on piece that makes his chest stick out. Because the G1 toy for Sound Blaster, of course, carried 2 cassettes, so his chest stuck out.
Yeah.
Instead of being flat against his chest. I think that would have been a nice little touch for Fans Toys to do. Kind of like, they did the Legend of Zelda NES cartridge-looking chest plate for Blaster, the chrome, gold chrome. Anyway, Sound Blaster's on par with Soundwave, and I totally get that some people are like, don't give a fuck about Sound Blaster. I personally like it. So I'm happy with Sound Blaster also.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, to each their own. I'm not here to knock him because Sound Blaster does have a place, Yeah, so that's totally fine. I get it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's it.
Very
and
nice.
what did you get this week?
So I don't know if I said it already, but I got the New Age tailgate, and I'm just kidding. I know I said that last week and possibly the one previous to that. So I think the only thing I got, I think last week I talked about that KO Optimus Prime. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Just looking around. I think the only thing I've actually got this week was the Hasbro Turtle Van, which is by far the best Transformer Hasbro has put out in years, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a statement.
It really is. It's definitely the one I've had the most fun with. Like, the animated Prime is fine and all that stuff, but really when it comes down to it, the one that is the best and the most fun is this Turtle Van. I will say, I really like that every single accessory he comes with, like, stores on the van somehow in both modes. So that's cool. No accessories left behind. I like that even the 4 turtle heads, like, there's a space to, like, unplug the changeable part of the head and plug it in. So that's stored on there too.
Nice
the
touch.
belt, like, pops up and you can spin it around with, like, a little, think of, like, Triclops He-Man, like how you would spin the thing around. Like, it's like that, but it has the 4 turtles and then a 5th space that's just blank. And I'm like, there's just so many cool little things that they did here. The only part I don't like is that there's one part of the transformation that to get it to work, you have to, like, clip the panels, and they don't really, like, the tolerances aren't right. So if you don't take something and stick it behind that panel and kind of push it while you're transforming it, it will not clip the right way. Like, it'll just always be, like, kind of bent slightly because it just didn't work. I don't like that. I wish they had figured that out differently or just not even included it. I don't really think it was necessary. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I don't like. And then, like, obviously when I saw it first, I was like, well, this is the type of thing that it has to be metalhead. It can't just be the 4 turtles, because that just doesn't make any sense to me. So off to 3D printer land, and I had the STL file from Printformers for his Turtle Van, which My Ender did a horrible job trying to print that out, but I had it all, and I was like, hey, there's a metalhead head for this. I wonder if it would work. And like at 100%, like it prints perfectly, it pops right on, but you can't transform it that way. So I scaled it down, and like I actually have 4 metal heads on my desk right now, because I'm like, all right, here's 100%, and here's 95, and here's, I think I did like 98, 95, and then I'm like, all right, neither of these are gonna work, and went down to 90. And then I had to do even slightly more on the little green things that stick out, otherwise it wouldn't transform. But yeah, a 90% metal head from that Printformers print. Works perfectly. It pops still right on the same ball joint. It's a little tough, but metalhead just like makes the mold for me. Honestly, like I think it looks better with the metalhead on there, and just didn't even need to do any paint except for the eyes, which if I had red filament, I wouldn't even had to have done that either. I just threw on some red paint on my gray filament. But it's like just having it in the PLA plastic, it's like it's fine because like none of it is really painted either, so it just kind of looks right, like so
yeah, the pictures you've been sharing in group chat are fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it had to be done. I'm so glad that
oh yeah,
it's done. Yeah, I like it. I'm so happy to have it now. So yeah, that's all I got that I can think of. So I think that's it. I think we can move on to some news. So
I was gonna say, real quick, I totally agree that having that, I'm a little surprised that since they have the face swap gimmick in there, that they didn't just go ahead and include a metalhead face, because
I almost
so weird to me.
So the way the face swap works is you actually pull the top, like I'd say like third of the turtle off. So it's like the bottom is a big green piece that's most of the head, and then you pull off from like the nose, like above the nose, the eye section off. Yeah, so I don't know, like I was surprised they didn't do metalhead also, like looking at this head. I mean, clearly the reason they didn't do it was because they could try to sell it 4 times, honestly, right? That's the real reason they didn't do it. I'm trying to think, like, I kind of wish that what they did was instead paint every head gray, like it was a mech, like metalhead. And then you still could have had the purple, red, blue, orange. They're just mecha turtles, right? And then you could have had the one with it not having any color, could have been yellow, like metalhead. And you'd be good to go. I don't know.
Yeah,
you might even have sold 5 Hasbro. So
well, that's what, yeah, and that's what I'm thinking, because metalhead to me makes the most sense. Like canonically, you could say like, oh well, Donatello, was trying to kind of work with metalhead, reprogram, and maybe he gets destroyed in battle, and they save his head or they save his memories or whatever, and then they put him into the turtle van, and then they make the turtle van a mech. It works.
Yeah.
You could totally see it being something they do.
Yeah, definitely.
In some media, cartoon, comic, something. So
yeah, I totally
think
they should have done it, but it's fine. He didn't do it. I'm not gonna complain.
So. Now that said, I do have the Heat Boys Leonardo that transforms into the turtle van on its way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said you were getting that. You have to let me know what you think about that. So
it'll be here before the next show, but I think the idea behind that's kind of cool because it comes with a tiny Leonardo.
Yeah,
and
that I think
fits in the chest,
too, so.
like he's controlling it. So
yeah,
I don't know if I need all 4 turtles.
I would be in on the Heat Boys if they had like Leonardo is the turtle van, and then they had someone that was like the blimp, and that like if they could make 3 or 4 different vehicles out of them, I would probably be in all in on them. But they haven't done that, right? They've only done Leonardo, and then like the other one is their mecha line that doesn't transform, right? And I think it's out of scale. Is that correct?
I'm not sure about the scale, but that is correct. That the only one I've seen so far, I'm by no means an expert on the Heat Boys line, but
yeah,
the only one I've seen so far that transforms is Leonardo.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see if they have anything else real quick. I mean, they have everybody coming out in the mech line though. They've got a Shredder, they've got Splinter, April, Krang, the four turtles.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anything that transforms except for
Yeah,
Leo.
only Leonardo. So.
But more on that when I get it in. Talk more, I suppose.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear about it. So, looks like it'd be cool. Speaking of cool, let's get on to some third-party news, shall we?
Let's do it.
So first things first, Fans Hobby TFCon Toronto, which one Mr. pre-ordered here is going, as I hear it, has revealed their exclusives, or at least some of them so far. The first one up is from Fans Hobby, and it is their MB15D Clench, Clutch. Yeah, which is, was it Clench is G2, or is he laser something? I can never remember. I just know.
I think he originally came out. There was a whole series of figures that came out in Europe,
and we never got them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
that's why
right
it
at the end of
me.
G1.
Yeah.
So they came out with G1 packaging, but then they also came out as G2 figures.
Yeah. That always confuses me when it's those figures, because I never quite remember if they were like weird G2 or those like European G1s. I don't know. So, but this looks friggin' awesome. This was a fantastic repurposing of the Armada Prime mold, in my opinion. So, it's a little different than the G1, right? Like, it's a little more stylized of a truck. But I think it looks so cool. Like, the colors look good. The face sculpt looks awesome. I don't know. I think they killed it. And they have an add-on accessory that makes, like, a gun platform. And the back of the truck, like the G1, G2 thing had. Like, that's awesome. It looks so good.
I agree. And also, by the way, so basically this is the Fans Hobby Armada Optimus, just the cab.
Correct.
With a whole new sort of trailer, sort of accessory.
Mm-hmm.
So looking up Clench, G1, he was released in G1.
Okay.
Except he had G2 Decepticon symbols on him.
That's so weird.
Well, it was in that like transition period,
Right.
And then he was reissued the next year in G2 packaging, unchanged as far as the figure, no color change or anything. This is according to TF Wiki, unreleased or re-released without changes in G2, but they changed his name to Colossus when they did that. So weird. I didn't know about the name change part, but that's interesting.
It is pretty strange.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is cool. I'm going to pick one up. I'm going to try and pick one up for you as well.
If you can get one, I'll pay you back, because this is such a creative reuse of Armada Prime, like something that, like, honestly, I'm like, how do you change this? And it's like it comes with a little targeting thing that now turns the gun into something else that looks more interesting. Like, just so much of it is different. It's crazy to me. So yeah, I really like it. They killed it with this one, and I love the add-on, like, truck accessory and all that stuff. Like, good job.
Yeah, that head mold really gets me. That head mold looks so cool.
Yeah. So, I really like this. They did a fantastic job with this. So yeah, I'm in. I'm here for it. So
me too. I like it, and I am going this weekend. So
yeah, that's exciting. You have to let me know.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? Iron Factory fully reveals their Blade of Hepatitis, or whatever, for the Liokaiser combiner. So it's the okay. This is a very, very pink jet. Wasn't he more red?
I don't think he was he? I thought he was very pink.
Maybe I'm remembering him wrong. Let me see. Yeah, I guess he's kind of pink. I don't know. When you look at certain things, he's red, and then like animation, he's pink. It's
so
like
this is their
red. No, I guess it's just
Halfus. I guess is what they're calling him, Blade of Halfus, but it's Skyhawk.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What a name, Skyhawk.
I mean, the toy is very pink. The cartoon, he was in Victory.
Yep. Yeah, he's pink.
He's pink. Sometimes he looks a little red. His box art almost looks red, but yeah, I think pink is the better color for him.
Yeah.
Just looking at the toy and a lot of the screen captures from Victory, so I think it looks good. Maybe a little bit of a more red tint to the pink would suit, but I think it looks great.
Yeah, I think he looks good. I like it.
I have the 2 legs so far, and they're pretty awesome. So looking forward to. I think he is. He's the right arm of Liokaiser. So.
Yeah, this is one of the sets that I always wonder if I am missing out by having not picked it up, because generally I think this looks good, and I'm like, is somebody else going to end up doing Liokaiser? I don't know.
What's interesting to me about this is when you look at Iron Factory, you know, we've talked about this before, like Fans Hobby. We just got done talking about a Fans Hobby exclusive. Fans Hobby is staying in their lane, so to speak. Mm-hmm. They're releasing Armada, Energon stuff. And then they're taking those molds and they're doing the European exclusives as, you know, convention exclusives. So they're sort of staying in their lane for the most part, right? Mm-hmm. And Iron Factory's been doing that too. They've been doing their kind of, we don't care what anybody thinks. This is our Hound and our Wheeljack, and they're just stylized based on almost nothing other than the original character. Like, this is a Cybertron Hound based on no artwork or anything really. Mm-hmm. And they've been doing their Samurai series. And I know some of it is based on some of the concept art here and there, but they've been running and doing whole lines like that. And then they go and they do this Liokaiser, which is very G1 in a legend scale, very G1. And it's almost like they're saying, okay, here's this set that will fit in with your Magic Square and New Age legends.
Exactly.
But we're not going to try and step on any toes. Those guys are doing season 1, season 2, branching into the movie and a little of season 3.
Yeah, we're just going to kind of do our own thing that is, you know, tangential to G1. Yeah.
It's like they're just, you know, this is where I think you get some third-party companies who play it smart and get in there where they can, and then you have some that are just like, nope, we want to be the next MP provider, like X Transbots and Fans Toys go head-to-head all the time, and MMC jumps in there, you know, so. It's very interesting, though, that this is very G1, and almost none of their other releases currently are.
Yeah, it is very interesting that that's the case, for sure.
But I'm happy for it. I'm really liking the set so far, and
I'm not going to complain about it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like this. I may have to go back and see if I can find it, because it does look very good. So,
again, this is another one where Show Z, the price is unbelievably cheaper than Big Bad or Chosen Prime or TF Source. This is another one that's, you know, it's like the Magic Square in the New Age. If you're buying them, you should be buying them from places like Show Z, where the price is significantly cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to double back on these ones. So, this looks good. This looks real good. Yeah, this looks... This makes me think back to, is it TFC who did one? Like, oh man, that one's not good.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I don't mind that one.
I think I still have it, but it's honestly, it's not great. So.
I don't mind that one. It could be better for sure, but.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, what's next? We have Iron Factory asks you to set aside your differences and let Bifrons be Bifrons. I don't even know what that means.
I like let bygones be guys.
I got that part.
Hey, his name is Bifron.
Okay.
Scythe of Bifrons. Why? Okay. I have no idea.
So this one just ends up looking like more of the same to me, honestly. He is the blue plane. So
he's cool. The other arm. He's the left arm.
All right, blue plane.
One interesting thing I will say is they released the 2 legs pretty close back to back. I mean, it was within like 2-3 weeks that the other one came out. And then they started teasing the crotch bot, the black sort of buggy car looking guy. And it's like, oh, they must be getting ready to do, you know, the crotch, you know, the sort of abdomen and thighs, and then probably the middle guy. And then all of a sudden that like went away, and they got real quiet for a long time, couple months, and then boom, both arms, full reveal.
Yeah.
So if they went back to do a little tweaking on the middle guys.
You know, and honestly, if they did, I'm okay with that, because release a good one, a good combiner, not something crappy, right? So
100% agree.
Yeah, I'm here for that. I'm totally okay with taking something that is not working and kind of giving it the tweak. So cool.
Yeah, this looks great.
This looks real good. I definitely think, looking at it, I'm gonna have to go back and get them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. No choice. I'm gonna have to do it.
No choice.
All right.
And this is Hellbat, by the way.
So, BotCon exclusives. Yeah, you heard right. MMC Overture, aka Nightstalker. So what is this? Oh, this is the black version of Steeljaw. Couldn't think of his name for a second. It's cool. He looks like black Steeljaw. Fine.
I have a friend of mine who went to BotCon and he picked one up for me, but I don't have it yet. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does look nice.
No complaints there. You know, it serves its purpose. It's Steeljaw in black. If that does it for you, it does it for me. So I'm weird on these, and I don't know where you stand on your MP shelf. I know Bobby very much felt like these were the right scale for cassette transformers for an MP shelf. Like, he always kind of envisioned them like bigger like this, and I feel like that depends on, you know, what cell of animation you're looking at, like whether they're the size of, you know, MP Spike or they're the size of an MP transformer. I think that always just kind of varies. For me, I fall in the, like, if it doesn't fit in Soundwave's chest, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm curious where you stand on this argument.
So I'm a bit torn on it. So I agree that I want my cassettes to fit in Soundwave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of a big factor for me. But at the same time, I also think that the Masterpiece cassettes that Takara started, they shouldn't have shoehorned themselves into saying, oh, and Masterpiece Soundwave can use your original G1 cassettes and vice versa, because they're the same size and form, fit, and function as far as a cassette is concerned.
Right.
It's like, I really don't feel like they should have done that. I feel like they should have maybe changed the scale of the cassettes at that point and made them just a touch bigger. Not full-size cassette like the MMCs, but a little bigger. Now, I also realize that MMC is going for actual old school 80s full-size cassettes, like shape, size. And the G1 cassettes were the exact same shape and size as a micro cassette tape, which was a thing back in the day. Of course. So I get that perspective.
All those tapes you had because you had an answering machine back in the day.
Exactly, yeah. Or like a pocket recorder that some people had to record
your college
and
class and you want to record it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like they should have made the cassettes a little bigger to begin with for the MP entry. And I feel like the, you know, MP Soundwave was MP13. So that was very early on in the changeover from we're doing whatever the heck we want, make cool figures, to MP10 is now the new like scale standard. So I feel like they could have made the tapes a little bigger then, and that would have solved a lot of problems, like giving them more room to do stuff and not have to worry about who cares if it works with G1, but whatever, they didn't. And it is what it is, I guess. As far as like MP cassette versus MMC cassette, I don't know. I love the cassettes. I have a lot of the MMC versions, but I think they're too big in some cases. You know, like Rumble, for example. You see Rumble next to like Spike and Sparkplug, and he's just a little taller than them in one scene. But then in the same series, More Than Meets the Eye, you see him fighting with Hound, and he's almost the same size as Hound.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're like, so in one scene, MP Rumble looks right, but in the other scene, MMC Rumble looks right.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think there were some liberties back in the day with the whole hand-drawn stuff, but I don't know. It's a tough call. I think the birds look way too big in the MMC version. They're really cool as far as transforming cassette toys. Laserbeak and Buzzsaw are awesome.
Yeah.
The MMC versions, but they're way too big in my opinion. Rumble and Frenzy, it's one of those. They look pretty good in some places.
Yeah.
Sometimes they look too big.
Yeah,
so I guess the good thing is we all have our choice.
We certainly do.
But I like the cassettes enough that I could have the cassettes off on a display.
I always hear that I miss out because I haven't picked up any of these. Like, I've never even messed with any of them, honestly. When people tell you, like, you're missing out. You're missing out. But I don't know. I'm afraid to get into them because I'm afraid I'd have to get them all. And at this point, I feel like I'm late to the game, right? So. Yeah.
I will say the engineering on some of the MMCs are phenomenal.
Yeah.
The way Ravage and Steeljaw kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like you take the cassette and flip it inside out, side to side to make the robot. And it's one of those simultaneously somewhat scary because you're like, I'm going to fucking break this thing in half. And also one of those masterpiece moments where when you flip it, you're like, oh, that was so fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing I feel like at MMC, I feel like they're pretty high on the design, and build. Like they're up there on my my favorites, among my favorites, I would say, in terms of what they produce. Like, I don't know, I don't think they make bad designs generally. So
yeah, MMC is pretty solid.
Yeah, I like MMC. So we all know how I feel about their combiner being the best. I mean, although the combined form looks like it's lacking a little bit, but what can you do? So we'll see. All right, so what's next? More BotCons. More BotCon reveals XTB Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. So what color is this? Oh, this is the Delta Magnus. Okay, yeah. What is with that stupid face?
Crazy.
Actually, we've seen this face somewhere along the way.
I mean, BotCon had this exact kind of face. I don't remember what it was from. They got it from.
I feel like it's a face that was on like a Marvel comic back in the day. Like, how like the top corner they'd have like issue number and like Spider-Man's face and all that stuff. I feel like that looks like the art that was on one of the Transformers issues, if I recall correct.
It's very, very possible.
Mm-hmm. Who is this? X-Transbots? Okay.
I mean, this is a good mold. Their Ultra Magnus is a solid mold, which is saying something for
X-Transbots. The question is this a solid mold? So I've got questions because I'm looking at the truck, right? And when I'm looking at the truck mode, I can't tell if it's black plastic or if it's got clear plastic on that door hinge. Do you see it?
Not sure which picture you're looking at.
It's the 3/4 view. Let's see, from the one you linked.
There's two. There's one that basically just shows the cab, and then there's one that shows the whole truck.
Yeah, when you look at the 3/4 view where you see the cab and the trailer, that front door looks like it looks like plastic. I don't know if it is or is not. Looks like clear plastic though. I don't know. That makes me worry a little bit.
Yeah, clear plastic is.
If that's clear plastic on a hinge, what are you doing? If it's just black, then why didn't you add a little bit of paint to it? I don't know on the end, but I mean it's fine. You could probably add your own silver just to make the line look good. But yeah, if it's clear plastic, that's egregious. I hope it's not clear plastic.
I have a funny feeling that is clear. I have a funny feeling that is like that heavily smoked sort of clear black or clear smoke, clear gray. Because if you look at the 3/4 view with just the cab, and you look at the window that's on our right, the left window, driver's side window, you can see through it to the side window.
Yep.
You can see the light from the display behind it. So
correct. And that's what makes me worry, because it looks very similar to that color. And I'd
have to get mine out and check to see what that is, because I'm sure on the one I have it's blue.
I just don't understand why they would do that if that's the case, you know? You don't make a clear plastic on a hinge.
There's a lot of things that X-Transbot does that I go, why are you doing this?
I mean, at this point in the game, Keith, like, you know what you're doing, Keith. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you do that?
X-Transbots is a frustrating company.
They really are, because like they have the potential to be one of the top third-party companies, right? Like undoubtedly, they have the potential to be absolutely amazing. They choose to take little shortcuts and stuff, which I don't understand.
I don't either. I mean, on one hand, I kind of get that they want to keep the price point low, especially when you have a good chunk of the fandom getting upset and kind of splitting off because of the price of fans' toys. Yeah, they're expensive. But I don't know why they can't find middle ground where they go, you know what, we're going to price things based on getting a good figure out, but also still trying to beat fans' toys. You know, like, what's his face? Overdrive.
Yeah.
The Omnibot. I was all excited for Omnibot.
I'm so upset about that because, like,
yeah.
Me
too. I was all excited for Omnibots. And then it's like, you know, I watched Bobby's review and the ankle broke. And then, like, you know, Deluxe's review and he slammed the ankles, which, you know, Matthew loves all transforming things.
Matt is pretty forgiving where Transformers are concerned.
He's very forgiving, and that's not a knock on the guy. That's just, you know, he loves all this stuff, and that's great, actually. If you can be that into the hobby and be happy with just about every release that comes your way, awesome. But even he slammed the ankles on that thing, and it's like, I get it. It's $100. I think if you shop around, you can get him for $80 or $90. But it's like, you know what? If he would have been $150 and had zero problems, I would be in for $450 with X-Transbots.
Yeah.
To get all three Omnibots.
Yep.
And instead, they're like, nope, here he is at $100, and here's 5 repaints, all with the same QC ankle problems or design problems.
It's so upsetting too, because like when I went to Bobby's house recently, like I looked at that Overdrive, whichever one's the first one, I can't remember.
Yeah, the red one, the flying car.
Red one. Yeah. And I'm like, he looks so good on a shelf. I'm like, but I know that his like the engineering is trash and like the parts aren't very good. I'm like, oh, but he just looks so good, you know? Such a shame. So if I could get it for like $50, maybe I'd hazard a chance, but I don't know.
Exactly. If I see him go on that low of a sale, like if he comes down, I would go for like 75 or so.
Yeah.
I'd probably
one of those X-Trans BBTS like Black Friday sales or something like that.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know what they're thinking or doing. So yeah, it's a shame. And like really, like of the companies out there, the ones that like could give fans toys or fans toys. Sorry, I started going. I'm like, wait, Fans Project? No, that's the other.
There's
company.
too many.
I'm like Fans Hobby.
Fans Hobby.
That's the other
Fans
one.
Project.
Exactly. So, but legitimately, like Keith, I keep saying Keith because of freaking Star Citizen. Keith Keith is legitimately like the one company that like has the means and ability to give fans toys like a damn good run for their MP money. You know, like look at this Ultra Magnus. Like the paint looks fantastic. Like they can paint. You know, like we've seen that they can put out things with good engineering. The Overdrive, like standing on a shelf, he has a shelf presence. He looks so good. But then when you use shitty articulation on it, like, or shitty parts, like, you ruin it, right? And then it's like the same thing goes for that Psykill that they put out. Like, I wanted to love it. I wanted to love Psykill so bad. And from what I hear, the Rekgar and stuff are amazing, right? Like, oh, they're supposed to be really good. Like, I've heard several people say they're like one of their favorite toys, those the KFC Junkions. Then why did you fuck up Psykill so bad? Like, you didn't care, and all it would be is like retool the wheels and, you know, like make the head articulation work. But instead, like, you half-assed it, and it was just flat out bad. Like, you know, the paint looked great. It could have been a fantastic figure. I don't know if it would have 100% given that Ace Toys one a run for its money, given how true to the source material Ace Toys was. But like, I wouldn't have been like, I need to get this out of my house while it's still worth something, you know. Like, I would have enjoyed him in robot mode on my shelf. So I just, it's so weird. Like, I don't get it. And like, I have their remold of Hoist and Inferno that they did, the one that they did it as Bulkhead, and like, he's really good. It's like, so it's not like they're like, you know, it's a character that we don't think people care about, you know, because like, as much as I love Bulkhead, like, unless you're a huge animated fan or TF Prime fan, I don't know if you're like, oh yeah, I really wanted a G1 Bulkhead, you know, like,
yeah,
I just don't think that that's probably the case. So
I've heard that their Inferno mold is one of their best molds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problems with it.
And they repainted the crap out of it.
Yeah, you know.
They're even doing that Rodimus Prime from it. Remember that concept art Rodimus Prime? From,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That looks like it could be almost Inferno with a bunch of Rodimus Prime parts. They're doing that even with it. But I mean, I don't understand them at all.
Yeah.
Because they obviously have some designers or a designer who is very good. And then it's like they have their tier 2 designer.
Yeah.
Or designers, plural, you know?
Right. And like, yeah, like Punch Counterpunch, all the time it took for that piece of shit to come out. I'm like the car mode is good. Both bot modes look good. But the way you put them together is really, it's bad. Like, things are on like little shitty hinges and things don't tab in place. And I'm like, why? Like, why didn't you go the extra mile? Like, at this point, you know, had you done this right, I would be like, all right, you've got the definitive Punch Counterpunch. I don't care who else comes out with it. Now I'm just like, well, maybe Fans Toys will do one, and I'll replace this. And maybe that's all you care is, let me get it out there and get the Fans Toys money from it, and some people won't replace it, and the people who do, well, fuck them. I've already made my money off them, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if that's it sometimes. I wonder if Keith went, you know what? Who else is going to do Omnibots? You know what? This is fine.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's the budget. Here's where the budget stops. You know, put a little more budget into it, make it $125, and it's a perfect figure. But you know what? Nobody else is doing them, so people will either buy them or they won't have them. So this is where we're going to go with this. I wonder if that plays into it sometimes. You know, I have the Junkions. I even have the Psykill. And the Psykill is, I don't have the Action Toys Psykill. Mm-hmm. So keep that.
Oh my god,
too.
Action Toys Psykill is friggin' aces.
The big one, specifically, right?
Oh yeah, the little one, shit. The big one is awesome.
The little one is very much Machine Robo. Mm-hmm. So he has the Machine Robo face, not the Psykill face. But the big one comes with both.
Well, and the thing is, I actually don't mind the Machine Robo face because, for all intents and purposes, G1 Psykill also had Machine Robo face, right? Like the actual toy.
The toy, yes.
Yeah, it's like, it's fine. I don't care about that. But like the colors is what gets it for me. It's like I need that vibrant red and that vibrant blue for me to be like, all right, this is I'm doing this. I'm in on this.
Yeah.
You know, so doesn't have it.
Yeah, so I'll say like so Rekgar came out first, and he's awesome. The KFC Rekgar, I would say, is pretty awesome. I don't know if I would swap him out. If Fans Toys does a Rekgar, it's gonna have to be, I don't know, it's gonna have to be perfect.
Yeah.
For me to swap out. The Junkions, I wouldn't swap out. If Fans Toys is like, yeah, we're doing Rekgar, we're gonna do.
If Fans Toys does that, you just can go ahead and add another Junkion to the crew. Honestly, so
I could keep KFC Rekgar in bike mode, and I could get the Fans Toys Rekgar and never worry about the Fans Toys Junkions. But there is a noticeable difference actually with the Junkions. It's interesting. Like, so I started picking them up on sale. Almost every single one of them, including the Psykill, has gone on sale for 10, 15, 20, 25 bucks off if you watch. You can find them at any given time. Somebody's got one of them or two or multiples on sale. So I picked up all the other ones at some point, and it's like Rekgar comes with this everything. He's got articulated fingers. The front wheel of the motorcycle has actual like spring-loaded shocks, and those shocks come off and make part of like his like an axe for him. It's great. And then at some point, you know, they started, and I don't know if you know this or how many people know this, but you can actually take the pieces apart.
Yeah, they're all like mix and match.
Yeah, and you can mix and match, which I've never done, but I did take some of them apart to see, like, oh yeah, like the chest and head kind of pops off. And
that's friggin' ingenious too, because what they're doing is like, well, now we can put out like 3 packs and individual packs, and like you go ahead and instead of buying the 6 we put out, you can buy 12 of them and make 6 unique Junkions, you know, like.
Yeah. And so when they started doing like the other characters, you know, they basically took the the Rekgar figure, and then they did, you know, well, these parts are different. But then they started cheaping out on things. Like at some point, the hands turned into just like open closed hands.
Yeah.
They weren't individually articulated fingers, which, okay, I can get past that because Rekgar's is the old KFC fingers that really couldn't hold anything or do anything. They're just articulated to be articulated, which, whatever. And they also took that front wheel and they made it so that you didn't get the shock pieces. The wheel just tucks in a little more and the arms just kind of fold down and make the front. And it's like, it looks like a snub nose kind of motorcycle. It doesn't look terrible, but they definitely cheaped out on it and said, well, now, you know, you just do this and that's the front of the motorcycle instead of getting these spring loaded like arms that hold the wheel, you know, like shocks. And so they definitely cheaped out a little bit, but they were also doing all new parts and stuff, but you know, it was only like 15% new stuff. So even there, they kind of cheapened out on some of them over time and changed the mold a little bit. Then later they did release one that had the shocks back in, and Psykill might also have them, but
I think
Psycho feels like he feels like if they would have put in just a little more work, it's like they got 9 yards in and said, we don't need that first down. We're good.
It's really weird because like you couldn't get the front of the motorcycle to really clip down. The neck is just super weird. I'm like, nobody tried to turn his neck. Like, why can't you turn his head at all? You know,
it feels more like a BotCon exclusive where they're like, look, we don't have much money, and working with Hasbro,
we've
and they
retooled this and giving it a minor paint job.
Yeah, it's like out of the box set, 2 of the figures get new heads and the rest are just repaints.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get it. You know, it's a fan convention. It's not a big release, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, this is KFC, and it's a mold that they've already made their money on like 8 times. I feel like if they would have gone the whole way with that Psykill, it would have been beautiful. It wouldn't have been as good as the Action Toys as far as looking like the source material.
No, but it would have looked awesome. Like a really good masterpiece Psykill. You know, like it'd be like this is Psykill after Hasbro owned him. You know, like this is when he's no longer Machine Robo Psykill. This is Hasbro Psykill.
I mean, I do kind of like the idea that he's a Junkion and he's like kind of gone rogue and turned evil and doing his own thing.
As
far as
totally
the Transformer,
the backstory that they gave it, like 100%.
That's kind of cool. I like that, but yeah, I wish they would have gone the whole way with that Psykill, just like their other figures. They have so many figures, like Punch Counter Punch. I have him also. He's a good figure. Is he great? No.
And it's minor. It's minor bullshit that keeps him from being great.
It's like put a little better effort into some of these connection points and definitely on some of these joints.
Yeah, like, awesome. the hands, the way the hands work for the two robots, it's like the one of them can't even hold his friggin' gun because I think it, like, when you have it in arm mode, the hinge for the hand to fold up is at the bottom. So, like, it's just constantly fighting against gravity. It's not even the side of his arm has the hinge. It's the bottom of his arm. So you put the gun in his hand and his wrist flops down on that hinge because there's nothing you can do about it. It's like... Now, had this clipped or any of that stuff, like, we'd be fine. But it doesn't,
Right.
So, I don't know. Enough X-Transbots. That's enough time for them. All right, moving on. We've gotten pics of MMC's Defensor combined with all figures, which is also from BotCon. And I gotta say, I like it generally. My personal complaint is I think he would have done better with having a dedicated thighs and like crotch piece, and maybe something will come along that some kit that they'll upgrade it or something. But I feel like the thighs just feel a little bit skinny. The height I'm okay with. It's the heft of the thighs, right? Because like when you look at your own legs, right? You got big old thigh muscles, right? Like some of the biggest muscles on your body. And then like you got calf muscles, and they're okay. They're pretty big, but like in this case, it's like, this guy totally skipped half of leg day, I guess. He's got big old calves, but real tiny thighs. And I don't really understand how anatomically that would happen. And I get that he's a robot and he doesn't need to play by these rules, but I think it makes him look weird, right? And like I'd rather him have slightly bigger thighs and maybe a better crotch section because it feels anemic looking at it there. Everything else I think is fine. I think Groove looks fantastic. I think what we see of Blades looks fantastic. I want bigger thighs.
Yeah, and that top right picture when you click on the link is a little teeny tiny waist.
Yeah, it's exactly
straight on. Like,
exactly. And it's like so the waist doesn't even match up to the width of the abdomen. Right? Like if you consider the top of his legs part of his waist, it doesn't meet the end of the abdomen, and it looks weird. And it's like, so why didn't you just put out an extra piece? I mean, you want the perfect combiner, whatever, but I wish you would be like, oh, and we also have this kit coming that, you can replace the whole bottom half of this combiner with this thing, like. So.
Yeah, it's like if you cover up the bottom half and you look at the waist up, he looks pretty great.
He looks great. From the waist
and you
down,
look at the waist down, you're like, something's not right here. And then the feet still get me, which they cover up pretty well here, but
yeah,
the top of the feet are just hollow. Like if you take out, if you take out the two leg bots, you can see the ground.
Yeah,
through his feet.
Yeah,
it's very off.
That's a little strange of a design choice there.
It's like if you just had panels that clipped on top, it would have made it infinitely better.
It's so weird because like I understand the draw of the quote unquote perfect combiner, but like outside of not having any pieces to lose, I don't think there's a benefit to it.
Yeah, so far I haven't seen it pulled off in a perfect way. No pun intended there, but like I look at this Defensor and I am bothered by the height, first of all, but even taking that out of the picture and saying, look at him in a vacuum.
Yeah.
I look at him and again, from the waist up, he looks pretty great, but from the waist down, it's like, man, Hotspot needs to be about 10% beefier all the way around.
Yeah.
Or bigger.
And don't get me wrong. I totally 100% recognize, the height's not going to be for everyone, right? Like,
sure.
because everyone sees the combiners differently. So like I have no faults with someone being like he's too short. Like I get it, you know. And so it's the same thing going back to the tapes. I get why you would want the MMC tapes that are real cassette tape size, not real mini cassette tape size, in your MP shelf. You know, like I get it. It's a matter of perspective and how you saw it in the cartoon, and honestly, like, you know, how we saw these toys in our hands, right, back in the day. Right. So totally understand that. Yeah, I get that. So the perfect combiner, it's like there's nothing perfect about it, right? Like honestly, like sure I can't lose any pieces, but like even friggin' First Aid, like I own 2 copies of him. Specifically, one I removed the combiner bits, and I bought a second one because he was on sale somewhere, and I was like, well, just in case I fuck this up, and for some reason it doesn't work, I'll buy the second copy of him, which, guess what? It worked just fine, and it actually makes the ambulance mode way better. It makes the robot mode way better because all I have to do is twist and pull off the hand, right? It's like, so I've removed the perfect combiner element out of First Aid, and it's a better toy because of it. You know, it's like,
yeah, a big part of me wishes they would drop that and just go ahead and say, look, we're not going to do the perfect combiner anymore, but we're going to put the extra money into finish. Because that is one thing like, that I wish they would do better on.
And honestly, it's not the perfect combiner, right? Like the perfect combiner is made of multiple pieces. It's not about everything being integrated into one. It's all about the combiner has that presence and like looks the part is what makes it perfect. You know, subjectively it may not be tall enough for you, but you know, if you can look at this and like you said, if you cover up the bottom half of this Defensor, it looks like a perfect Defensor, right? Like the arms look, you know, legitimately bulky, but not like unwieldy. The torso looks well proportioned. The head maybe could be a little touch bigger. You know, I mean, that's kind of a flaw with combiners that they have kind of little teeny tiny heads on big old torsos, but I mean, such is the way of things. Yeah, the perfect would have been to proportion the legs right, not necessarily have everything in one thing. And like what ruins it is that the feet have to be attached and the thighs and, you know, I guess like the little armature backing that goes down the backs of First Aid and all them. So I don't know. Like I get it, but I wish you didn't. I wish that wasn't so important to them. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The individual bots are the reason I'm buying them. They're so far fantastic.
Oh, yeah. You know, and I'm with you. I may not be out completely. I have not gotten rid of my KFC groove. As much as I friggin' dislike that toy and everything like that, I haven't gotten rid of it, right? Because there's a good chance that maybe it makes, quote-unquote, the perfect Defensor for me in terms of size and everything like that. I don't know if it will or it won't, but yeah, it's at least better than what I've got right now. So I don't know. I've got that. I'm gonna keep it. It might be my combined mode Defensor. The bots on these so far have been perfect. Like in that regard, I'd say perfect. You know.
Yeah,
so.
You know, Streetwise and First Aid especially are so good from MMC. If they had the finish of like Fans toys, they would totally easily be.
And a lot of times I don't even feel like they 100% need it because like I'm like, you know, like they're so good. I'm like, okay, they're good. I'm good with this. But yeah, 100%. If they had made it just even one step more, and you had the if you had made it one step more like that, like yeah, I could see that. Like giving that extra paint would have been even better.
Yeah, or do that thing where the plastic finish is actually what comes
like that,
through
like
real nice.
Instead
like
of it being more of the matte
painted.
plastic, but more of the new age type plastic. Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
Too. So
it still looks good. I'm still in on the set.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of hoping they do a G2 set just because I think it would look really cool.
Oh yeah, I could see that. So speaking of this, I need to probably go ahead and ship mine from. I think I got it on Chosen Prime for Hotspot because I've seen him. I saw Hotspot at Bobby's house. I'm like, oh, it looks so good. Like Hotspot looked super good in robot mode. So I need it. I can't not have it anymore. So
Do it.
I'm gonna have to do that later. What's next? Remember back when BotCon banned third party? Yeah, we do too. Anyway, here's another bit of third party news from BotCon. MMC's take on Rollbar and from Baldigus from RID 2001, aka Cart Robots. So this is the like green swindle, yeah, with the orange.
Yeah. And this is nice. If this is going to end up being at Toronto, I will pick it up.
Yeah.
I love that they retooled so much of the chest because Baldigus in the cartoon, or Ruination as he was known in Robots in Disguise 2001, the animation models looked more like the toys.
Yeah.
And the toys were a repaint, of course, of G1.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
this is actually the Bruticus I have because I never had a G1 Bruticus, but I got the
so you had
RID version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was good enough for me.
I think this is cool. I really like the fact that, like I said, they retooled it, and he's got a different head. He's got the squared off sort of toy head because was the combiner portion.
Mm-hmm.
So chest is all different. I like it. Yeah. I think it's a really cool repaint. I'm probably down for this set.
Yeah, I could see that. It's also a good looking set that's like, I know there's some issues with this particular combiner, like certain things that didn't go so well, needs extra pieces and things like that, but the individual bots look good again.
Exactly. Yep.
So yeah, I could find myself interested in this too. So I will say, female Galvatron, zero interest. So
zero interest here.
Zero interest. So,
it's funny though. I will say what the one thing that is kind of interesting about that is they revealed that, I don't remember how many years ago, as an April Fool's joke.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, "Oh, give me this," and there's a whole chunk of the fandom who loved it. And so now they're doing it. Exactly. Specifically, female Armada Megatron. Like, okay, that's very specific, but hey, you know what? Good on them for doing it. Enough fans cried out and said they wanted it, and they're like, "All right, we'll do it."
Here we go. Enjoy. Not for me, but whatever gets your rocks off, as they say. So
exactly.
Which, as I understand it, is the whole reason that you would be interested in something like this, I guess. So I don't know. Weird people online. All right, so remember. Oh wait, from 2 years ago when BotCon first revealed this, more pics of what it looks to be. From 2 years ago when BotCon first revealed this, more pics of what looks to be a close to finished Orion Pax from X-Transbots. So let me see. I don't remember this at all. I have no recollection of this place.
They showed this off at BotCon 2022.
Okay.
I know because that's the one I went to, and I saw this in the display case. But this looks like, I guess it's a little closer to being done.
So, did X-Transbots release a cup?
They did.
Okay.
And in fact, here we go again with, X-Transbots being X-Transbots. They released a cup. I think his name is Locke, L-O-C-K-E.
Okay, I believe that's right, yeah.
And almost immediately, there was an issue, like a universal issue with him.
Right.
And they were like, don't worry, we're going to fix it for everybody. And then Locke 2.0 came out.
Yeah.
And it's like the same figure, but with fixed parts.
Right.
And then, of course, Fans Toys had theirs out. And so, yeah. So this is basically a heavily retooled version of their cup with a trailer element.
Huh? All right.
Which the interesting thing about the trailer is when you really start staring at it, and there's no pics here, but back when they originally showed it, they showed it with the trailer open. It's like you're looking at it going, okay, so basically what you guys are doing is you've got a Rodimus Prime coming.
Yeah.
And you've shoehorned the same engineering into, let's take our cup and make this trailer thing.
Yeah, you could see that, yeah.
Yeah. Which isn't a hateful idea, and it's certainly not a bad or dumb idea, but I think that's exactly what they're doing, so.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I can see. I don't know if I would really, I don't know if the trailer 100% works for me for Rodimus Prime, but maybe it's bigger than it looks. Maybe it's fine. I don't love it. I don't like what they're doing with it, but you can definitely see, kind of the vague Rodimus Prime going on here. It's like the front end is retooled because the Rodimus one will fit the little spoiler veins,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then the back wheel wells, you probably can put something on that makes it look a little more earthly, where you've got fender covers. Yeah, I can see it. That's 100% what's gonna happen here.
I bet they're doing the same engineering for both. They're just we can make this work.
I think you're right. It opens up, probably a gun inside. Probably a reason we don't see it open in any of these pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. I'd like an Orion Pax masterpiece, but I don't know if this is it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if I like the trailer too. I don't know. Maybe it should be this way, but I kind of feel like I would want it to be more silver. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. All right. Yep, we're still talking BotCon reveals. MMC Stray, which is the G1 styled MP Drift full prototype. I hope this thing shows up at TFCon. So, to add to this, I just want to say, we saw earlier today that apparently Show Z Store had put up pre-orders for this, and then, is it TM Reviews? Is that the one person who said it? Said that is a false listing. And this is a ages 3 and up / Toy Dojo exclusive.
And Planet Stealing, I believe.
Yeah. So, which is interesting. I don't know if that's true. I don't know why someone would lie about that though. So, I feel like you have to kind of sit on the it's true statement. And I will say Show Z Store is completely sold out of it at this point. So, I mean, maybe they're only getting so many of them, and then really it is going to be exclusive. I have no idea. So,
now I will say that they have repeatedly in this posting and in the original posting where we first saw the concept art for this, which I think might have been, I don't remember. It was a couple episodes ago for us, but they have notably made sure to note this as Stray First Edition. And then you'll see here the little display stand says PSX exclusive for Planet Steel Express. So maybe this quote-unquote First Edition is going to be an exclusive, but they're going to have a general release also.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess.
I don't see why you would do the whole mold as exclusive, So...
Yeah, and also don't forget that when we did report this news before, that they showed off a DeLorean. They showed off a Back to the Future DeLorean.
Yeah, I
from
recall
the
that.
Same mold, and I can totally see that happening too from this mold. So
yeah, it's I don't. I mean, I guess I could be persuaded on the DeLorean if you do it right, but. This interests me way more because I feel like it's a great way to actually bring drift into G1 in a way. It makes sense. It's a car of the time, Yeah, I like it. I want this pretty badly overall.
Now, what I could see them doing easily is this would be First Edition, and then Second Edition is either the same car but with like the drift red paint on it. Or I could almost see them translating this into a newer body style.
I don't want
releasing.
that. I don't think I see them translating it into a newer body style. I think they still stick with like the 80s Toyota Corolla here, which is a very notable drift car back in the day.
Yeah.
Even now, still a drift car. So I don't think we're going to see a new body. I could see them doing it in a different color. I don't want to see that. I'd rather see like an exclusive be the red color and then like the white color for the actual release, but I don't know. I guess they could do it that way. I don't know.
I could just see them using this a lot. Like I could see them tweaking just the shell of the body and like adding a bigger spoiler so it looks more kind of like his Generations toy, and putting the red accents on the hood and the sides.
Yeah.
I could see them releasing this in a few different ways, which I think would be kind of neat in the sense that they kind of check that box for multiple types of collectors. Like, I love this. Don't get me wrong. I think that putting drift in an MP scale in an 80s car was a brilliant idea. I love this. I don't know why I like drift. I really don't have any like
I don't have
attachment
my draw
to
is
him.
to the car more than drift. Like I could give a shit less about
Yeah,
drift,
he's
honestly.
just I think he's a cool looking character in general.
Yeah.
Like the robot mode. Even the Generations toy, he's kind of this, Ronin samurai kind of hybrid thing, and I don't know, he just looks cool, and I have no reason for this from the MPG1 collecting perspective, but that's what he fits into. And I think he's going to be really nice on a shelf. But I could see them saying, well, and we also have your more current car mold kind of covered. Maybe it's just a newer version of the Celica, or something.
Yeah, I don't
and
want
they
to
trick it out with a wing and
if they do that, I'm not in on it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm in on this because I love the car. I'm not in on it if they make it anything else. So.
Man, look at all those head plates or face plates. Comes with a bunch.
Looks good.
Yeah, this does look nice.
I like it. I'm in on it. It's what's interesting is that it looks like with the face plates and stuff, looks like they have like an alternate head in general that kind of G1ifies him a little bit more even.
Yeah, it's almost like a side swipe shaped head.
Yeah, it's, which I dig that. It's like, okay, so you got the crazy like, shapely head of the comic book drift, but it's like, but here's one that even more envisions him how he would have been in G1. I think that's super cool.
It is. It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
It's the figure I didn't know I needed. I'm like, I didn't know I needed a G1 style drift, but here he is. I like it.
Yeah, I'm in. If he's a TFCon, you get him for me.
Will do.
All right. Transart Toys continues to fill those Masterpiece Beast Wars gaps, this time with their Silverbolt. All right, which one was Silverbolt? He was the bird thing? Okay.
Bird dog.
Yeah. Silverbolt. Looks fine. Yeah, he's fine. You have more skin in this race than I do, so you tell me what you think.
I think this looks really good. I hope that so I've got a number of the Transart Beast Wars figures, and some of them are phenomenal. Like Transmetal Megatron is so good. Transmetal Tarantulas, fantastic. And then it's like you get the Quick Strike and you're like, it's the best MP Quick Strike we're gonna get. Maybe ever. It's they're playing the X-Transbot game, best by default. And then, you get Cheetor and you're like, damn, Cheetor is really nice. Transmetal Cheetor. And then you get Transmetal 2 Cheetor and you're like, yeah, this does fine standing there on the shelf. Don't do much else with it. So I hope that this is one of their, it looks like it's going to be one of their knock it out of the park figures, so I'm hoping that it is like some of their best releases.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely have, again, almost like that 2-tier setup where they have their kind of primary engineer and then a secondary, and it's like, all the secondary characters go to the secondary guy, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, from the pictures here, I think this looks great so far. Looks like he's got some an articulated mouth and some options there, probably with the head and expressions, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, looking forward to it. I'm Beast Wars MP is something that I'm happy to complete one day, and it's not a very big collection.
Yeah,
Because there weren't that many characters on the show. So I have MP Rhinox on its way, the official, and I'm looking forward to that. It looks fantastic from all the pictures so far, so keep them coming.
Yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad you're in. I'm not, but it's cool. It's cool. I don't need to be in. All right. Official news. Just when you thought another statue line wouldn't happen, Queen Studios brings us a human-sized Optimus Prime statue.
I mean, this thing is. Wait till you see the price. What do you think the price is before you click and look?
Okay, I'm looking at the
Human
pictures.
size. I will give you the actual dimensions. Hold on. It is 92.9. It's basically 93 inches tall. Now, I think that's also with the display base. But 92 inches tall. It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay,
that's
so like a good statue.
over 7.5 foot tall.
Yeah, a good statue ends up running several thousand.
And I mean,
like
the detailing on this looks fantastic.
the detailing looks awesome. I feel
It's
like
unreal.
you could buy not an entry level car, but like a good like mid-size car for the price. That's my guess. So I'm gonna say like 17,000.
You were real close. The translated from Hong Kong dollars is $19,145.
Wow. I mean that's pricey. Like when I was thinking 17, I'm like I'm gonna maybe I'm high guessing here. Like I don't know for sure, but that's crazy. That is a number.
7.7 foot tall.
That is a number for sure.
Limited edition of only 99 pieces. So if you do have one of these, if you have the room for one of these, because it's so huge.
I don't know if Joe KW listens to our podcast, but if you do, I know you're the statue guy. This is all you, man. You gotta get one.
I mean, it does look
prime for your house.
It does look damn impressive.
It does.
You see the pictures down there? Oh, what picture is this?
Oh my God, with it next to like the Iron Man armor.
And the guy just standing next to it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and next to Iron Man. I mean, this is like a museum piece. This thing looks super impressive. And to have this in your house, somebody walks in and there it is, 7.5 feet tall. Holy crap.
Uh-huh.
Light up eyes, the detailing.
This shit better plug in though. It better not need some shitty batteries. It better plug into something so I can leave those eyes on constantly.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised. Let's see that it doesn't have some kind of audio.
It needs to be like talking to my guests as they walk in the room.
Yeah, it's a little. I almost think that at that price, they could have put like I don't know, something in there that's just a microphone, or I'm sorry, a speaker, and a Bluetooth connection, so that you could at least pull it up on an app and have it say these things, or even talk into your phone and have it voice change through it.
Yeah.
And save that into some little chip. They could have done something like that.
Yeah.
It looks like it just has light up eyes and a light up gun.
I will say, this guy's super, super detailed. But if I had him in my house, I just can't imagine how hard it would be to keep him dust free. with all these little details. Like, it's a bitch of a time doing a regular collection. Could you imagine, like, all right, gotta make sure I get in the servo motor over here and over here, you know, like.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how you would combat that. Like, you can't, it's not like you're going to find a case for this unless you custom build one.
Exactly. That would be a lot of work. But he looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. This would be super impressive to have in your house.
Yeah, I'd probably be without a relationship if that happened.
I kind of wish you could move
Like,
it.
you spend how much on this?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So.
That's how many mortgage payments is that? How many car payments is that? You know, like.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it is impressive. I think I saw there's a rumor or somewhere they said they're going to do a Bumblebee also. Same company. But I did not see. I think I saw that in passing and I didn't flag it or copy it over. So when I went to the show notes, I did not find it again. So might be a Bumblebee coming too. Who knows? Let's just see. The pre-order link is still up. It's, product not available in your country. So there you go. If you're going to try and get it in the U.S., you're probably going to have a harder time and spend more on a special order. I'm just curious, since the pre-order has been up for, over a week, almost 2 weeks, I wonder if it's sold out since there's only 99 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, can't tell.
Yeah. And this thing's crazy. Certainly is.
Yeah, impressive.
Definitely. All right, what's next? Hey, you alls like non-transforming Transformers, so does U2's, so they're putting some out. Okay. I thought that reading this, I'm like, is this like a play on YouTube? What is this?
Yeah, Use Twos is the name of this company, and this looks like shit.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
This is like that crap that you're like, I don't understand it. Why? Why is this something that people need or want? So you got stupid looking Prime with like stupid cheeky eyes, cause like that's the only way I can really express it, right? Like it's like they gave him anime eyes. Yeah, got these
Anime
little
expression,
stupid
right?
like squinty eyes going on. I don't understand what his pose is. He's like, stay back. Someone farted over here.
Yeah.
Like,
it's that meme where the first picture the guy is holding up his hand like no, and in the second picture he's like yeah.
exactly.
It's like this is just that no, don't want it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this looks like it's for some kind of charity stream that they did, or I don't know.
Well,
Maybe this is a one-off type thing. I know nothing about this company. I know nothing about the stuff they normally put out. Maybe this is just we're going to do a Transformer and it's Optimus, of course, and here it is. And then they move on to whatever.
yeah.
I don't know that this is going to turn into a whole line of figures, but I think this looks dumb.
I think it looks stupid. Hopefully it's a one-off thing and that's where it ends, but
It still baffles me how many non-transforming Transformer lines are out there. All the Blockies and
it just
Yellow Park and
it
this.
gets me just because like Hasbro's okay with this. Like this is what you're okay with doing for your brand, and I don't understand. Like
Yeah, they just want to whore it out to whatever.
But
if this U2's company thinks they can market this and sell it, and then Hasbro's like, all right, let's do this and just give us our commission check and we're happy to cash it.
Uh-huh. But no, we don't want any of these transforming toys. They have to be all these shitty don't transform or do anything interesting toys. So
yeah.
What a weird
Not for
decision.
me.
Not for me either. Hashtag will not be buying. 0 out of 10. All right, what's next? Autobots transform and roll out to the fourth dimension. 4D Optimus Prime model kit from Spin Master. Not to be confused with the exceptionally schooled spin doctors who have yet to release any Transformers related products or hits past that first one. Amazing.
The Spin Masters.
Um,
Yeah, so this is a thing.
Wait, I don't.
It's one of those like punch out the pieces and they're probably plastic, but they're on like a flat.
Is it like a card?
Yeah, it's
Stock
like
Optimus Prime. Okay, I see it because like I see the panel and it's like, look, you can remove the panel to reveal the waffles. Okay,
it's better than Hasbro because Hasbro there's no panel to hide or reveal the waffles.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
true.
always there.
They're just there. Yeah.
Yeah,
amazing.
so this is like a 3D, basically a 3D puzzle model kit
Okay.
where everything comes flat on. I can't tell if it's cardstock or if the cards are plastic. Let's see what it say.
Yeah.
Includes 18 sheets with 321 intricate, durable punch-out pieces. Doesn't say if they're plastic or cardboard, but yeah. So for $70, you can build this Optimus.
But why?
Yeah, you know, it's just like those metal figs that came out where you get the little pieces of metal and they're in flat sheets and you like take the little tweezers and bend them, and it's kind of like that, but either
I have
cardboard
one
or
of those
plastic.
and I still never have done it.
I have a couple and I haven't put them together either.
Yeah. You're like, meh. This is fine. This is not something I need.
I mean, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. It's pretty big.
Yeah, I know. They show the guy with it. I like the light up eyes and the cannon and all that stuff, but why?
I don't know.
Huh.
It's almost 18 inches tall.
Yeah.
I should
certainly
say
is.
like a little over 17 and a half, but yeah. I don't know. I guess this would be like a fun one-off thing for a kid who likes to build these, or anybody, not just a kid, but anybody who likes to build these things. It's cool. But
Yeah, it's not for me. I don't like the styling. I think his feet look really weird. Like he's got big ass feet compared to the rest of him.
He's got giant boat feet.
They're like really big feet. Not even like kind of big feet, like really big feet. So
Yeah, like when you were a kid and you used to go and put your dad's shoes on.
yes,
Just
exactly.
shuffle around the house because if you tried to lift up, you couldn't.
Look at me, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing your shoes.
Yeah. Agreed. Too big.
He found Omega Supreme shoes and he's walking around them.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. I'm looking at the sheets. Yeah, you can't even tell by the sheets if they're like a styrene or durable, thick cardboard. It could be like those like foam boards, honestly. Like, and how durable is that? You know. So, who friggin' knows? But you get letters A through T when you're building it, so you enjoy. All right, what's next? Not quite completely broken. Well, Broken Friendship 2-pack coming to SDCC. Then not quite Broken Friendship. So this is it's the
Friendship.
what? Why are they doing this? Okay, so you get a Megatron and an Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is, I've seen this mold. Why don't I recognize this Optimus Prime mold?
It's the Gamer Edition.
Okay, that's right.
Or for Cybertron, Fall Cybertron Gamer Edition.
But he's not quite War for Cybertron or Fall Cybertron. He's kind of his own thing going on.
Yeah. I guess this is sort of to tie in with Transformers 1.
Mm-hmm. I like that
The,
Megatron is crying blood out his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess this is, easy retools. He paints. Kind of falls in line with Transformers 1, where they used to be good buddies, and now they're enemies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if this is supposed to be Optimus. No, it's Orion Pax.
Yeah, it's Orion Pax. And we got bloody nipples, bloody eyes. Megatron. Because of course.
The red X's almost look like some kid was like, my Megatron didn't come with the crazy G1 chest hair, but I got this red mark
on there. Yeah, I agree. He's also got bloody knees.
Yeah. Down on them knees for Orion Pax.
Yeah. This is something. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's definitely something.
SDCC exclusive.
Yeah.
They can keep it.
Yeah, they can keep it. SDCC is not firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
I don't know what I think about this Optimus Prime. I don't know. I feel like I like this truck mode more than I really should. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe we'll find him cheap somewhere later on. Also coming to SDCC, a Transformers fan favorite character in Marvel Legends line. Death's Head.
This looks fantastic.
It does.
They did do a Death's Head 2 in the Marvel Legends line. Not regular Death's Head. They did a 3 3/4 Death's Head when they were still doing the I don't know if they're called Marvel Legends, but the 3 3/4 line, they did do a Death's Head in that. But this is a proper Death's Head in 6-inch scale.
Yeah, that's cool. I have.
Hoping I can grab one of these.
I don't remember which line it's from, but I have a Death's Head from previously. But he's too small.
And then HeroClix did a Death's Head, which
Did
fits
they?
in real nice with Legends. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll try and find a pick for you.
That's cool. I hope he comes with a lot of stuff. I remember I think MMC did a Death's Head from their Cyclonus mold.
Yeah, it was a TFCon exclusive, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I still have that. But you couldn't fit his little attachments in the backpack because they didn't think about that, apparently.
Yeah, I remember that being something that people pissed about. Parts were supposed to fit in somewhere, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little too small for Legends, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let me see. Open this link. Huh. Yeah, that must have been. I used to play HeroClix a lot. It must have been after my time, because I don't recall Death's Head. That's cool. Painted, well, he's always painted nicely in their little stock image, not necessarily in their. When you actually get it in hand, he looks atrocious, but.
Yeah. Infinite series. Here's the 3 3/4.
Let me see. Is this the one that I have? Yeah, that's the one I have. He proudly sits on my shelf and looks fine. So, well, that's cool. Who doesn't like a good Death's Head once in a while?
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Mini mates are still a thing. SDCC 2024 says yes. So
I really didn't know they were still a thing.
I didn't even know they were still a thing. I just gave my kids my mini mates Ghostbusters because I'm like, fuck it, I don't need these things. And I'm pretty sure that my mini mates Ghostbusters are now, mostly lost. But, that's what happens when you give them to kids. So I guess they're doing Shockwave and the 3 Seekers. Acid Storm, Sunstorm, and blah, 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 Storm.
Yeah. The Rainmakers.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this is cool. They do it in kind of a VHS style sleeve. I dig that. I don't have any need for these, but I really didn't even know they were still making mini mates. I thought those died off half a dozen years ago.
Yeah, me too. I had no idea.
I mean, these look cool. If you're into mini mates, here you go.
Yeah, or something.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, alright, mini mates. That's cool. Sparkling R. Kelly Studio Series Bumblebee coming soon. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What is this?
It's the Studio Series Bumblebee, but it's in all clear plastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't I remember the Studio Series Bumblebee looking this way?
Yeah, let's pull the picture. I do want to point out, so on this link, the very first picture, where it's got, Prime and Bumblebee, and then Bumblebee in the middle, and then, goofy anime characters on the right. Look at the Prime and Bumblebee, where Prime is standing behind him, pointing him. Doesn't it look like Bumblebee's holding onto his legs?
It does. It doesn't look
peeking
like
between
he's
them.
like running.
He's like running with his arms back, and Prime's behind him. But the way the picture is set up, it looks like he's just holding on between Prime's legs and kind of peeking out under his junk. Oh, it's kind of weird, but
Yeah, I can see that. That's weird.
let's see.
So are there going to be more to this line or what? Because they seem to show bottom left corner, and I don't know, maybe I could translate it, but I'm not going to.
You know what? This isn't Studio Series.
Yeah, it looks different because the other one looks very much like a.
Oh, this
like
is the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Core Class Bumblebee from a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
So it transforms probably very similarly, but it's not Studio Series. That's the one they released that when I saw that one in stores, I was like, man, that's hubcap. They just need to make it hubcap. Like change the head and make it orange or something. Or off yellow, and it would be hubcap. I remember seeing that and thinking, wow, that'd be a cool hub.
I recall that
But
now.
it's Buzzworthy Bumblebee. Yeah, orange wouldn't be right, but maybe just a slightly different yellow. But yeah, so that's what that is.
Hubcap is definitely one of those figures that I desperately want someone to make. Or not hubcap, I'm sorry, bumper. Bumper. I really want bumper to be made. Yeah. Hubcap and bumper I confuse quite frequently. All right, cue the Justin Drool 3-0 MDX Jazz full color reveal. Yeah, he's fine. I actually don't like it as much as you would think I would like it. The weird puffer fish. Have you ever seen that thing of the puffer fish that or the fish that comes out of the depths and he's not supposed to be? So when it's no longer subjected to the pressure, it's like this very weird, deformed looking fish. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
All right, hold on.
Are you referring to the mouth and eyes on his chest?
Yes.
I can't unsee that now. It does look like a big wide fish.
Yeah, so there was this fish picture that, someone showed years ago of one of the fish that's down in the depths. Deep sea fish out of water. Yeah, the blobfish. There it is. It kind of looks like that to me. Yeah, I don't like it. Let's see. Trying to find a good picture of this thing. I don't like it.
Now let me ask you a question. This is oh, never mind. This is 3-0.
Here we go. There we go. Send it to you now. Bam. I don't like it. He's got a weird fish thing going on the front of the ship with a tiny little, or on his chest with a tiny little mouth. I think the head sculpt looks awesome. The legs look fine. The arms look fine. The chest looks off, and I don't like the chest. It's too stylized. I have Flames Toys. Again, can't remember all these X toys that start with F in the name. Flames Toys. I got their Jazz. I think he looks sufficiently stylized. Anything more is weird, and this is weird. I mean, look! Oh my god! So you look at this Jazz. He's got the fish face. If you go back, he's got weird gill intakes at the back that make no sense. Who the fuck looked at a fish and was like, yeah, I see Jazz. Make Jazz. No. I don't like this. 0 out of 10.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, sorry, can't do it. So I'm glad he can do the wing 0 pose though, where he's going backwards and has his hand on his gun and the wings in the air. That's so important for Jess. So his grappling hook accessory looks kind of cool, albeit very short line, but looks cool. I kind of wish actually with the grappling hook accessory that, so the thing that gets me about the grappling hook accessory is that there's none of it on the reel. So like you get like, I'm assuming it's probably like a wire that's like molded in like a rope looking sheath, you know what I'm talking about? So you could bend it and make it look all dynamic and stuff like that. But the fact that the reel has no rope on it, it's like Jess just has a really short grappling hook. So he can climb up Optimus Prime. Like, I don't know.
He could climb up your human-sized Optimus.
Yes, exactly. And that's all he can do because he doesn't have enough rope to do anything else.
I mean, in the one picture of all the accessories, it's coiled up, so it could just be a really short string, and they set it up for a dynamic pose.
Yeah, I would rather it have had like a molded amount of coil on the spool, and then a certain amount that you could like plug in to make it more dynamic. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's fine.
Now, what if it's transformed? So
then he'd be a fish-faced. He'd be a fish-faced Porsche. I don't know.
I doubt he'd be a Porsche at this point. I bet they're like, yeah, he's just a sports car.
He'd be I don't know.
I'm just thinking along the lines of, you know, Flames Toys doing all their thing with transforming stuff now with the hot rod coming, or Rodimus.
Yeah.
They get into doing some of these stylized things like this. This is 3-0, not Flames Toys, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. If this is what you like, it's what you like. I don't know. Doesn't do it for me. So. Meh. Whatever. Teach their own. No drool spilled over here, though. What's next?
What is next?
Masterpiece isn't dead. It's just being exploited in the MPG line. Shattered Kill-Ass MP44, just like none of the fans were clamoring for. So it's a purple Optimus Prime.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that 33,000 yen? No. That's not the symbol for yen. Yen is like a Y. Just wondering how much just the cab is going for by Takara. It's coming in 2025 though. Isn't that exciting?
That might be the price, because 33,000 Japanese yen is $205 US.
That's ridiculous for just the cab.
I mean, what was the black MP44?
Why's it gotta be black?
They made it black.
I have no friggin' idea.
They did the okay, so MP44S, which is the cab only figure that they just put out, is $220 on BBTS. So 33,000 yen converting to $205. Yeah, that
Probable.
very probable.
No, Sarah, I don't like it.
All right, Mr. Horse. Fantastic reference, sir.
I do get the reference. Such a
You
good
said the
show
reference.
ruined by a shitty person. Oh, you think we were kidding, huh? MPG Shattered Glass Skyfire is coming too. I have a soft spot in my heart for this version of Skyfire just because I think it was my first TFCon ever. I got the Henkei version of this toy. Nah, it's not like it. I don't think I'm getting an MP version of it though, if I'm honest with you. His
I just
head
want to
looks
point out though.
goofy.
Well, yeah. So this and the MP Skyfire and the MPRC
Mm-hmm.
both suffer from Sarah Jessica Parker face.
Uh-huh.
They have that long horse face.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it's a little off-putting to me.
Yeah.
It is interesting though that they got rid of all of the minifigures for this. MP
What
Skywarp
minifigures did he have?
comes with a mini Optimus, Jazz, Bumblebee. I can't remember who else, but you can like hang them off of him. Because Jetfire, when he was in jet mode in the cartoon, he was massive.
Mm-hmm.
Skyfire.
Hmm.
Let's see. He comes with. Yeah, those three. Oh no, it's Wheeljack. It's Mini Optimus, Mini Wheeljack, and is that? Yeah, Jazz. Teeny tiny version. He also comes with a flight stand. That this one appears.
I feel like every flying Transformer should, but
yeah, but this one doesn't. Doesn't look like it anyway. See it in the list of stuff. So comes with 3 heads or 3 faces, including the Jetfire face, like the face mask and visor instead of eyes and a mouth. Then he comes with the flight stand and minifigs. This one looks like it just comes with 2 heads, 2 faces rather, and then gun clip. Which I think that clip is for the flight stand, but it doesn't come with the flight stand. But I just want to point out too, let's look at MPG real quick. So MPG is the 6 train bots, right?
mm-hmm.
We already have 3 repaints of the trains into other versions with retooled accessories to make it look more like the Diaclone version of Raiden. So that's 9 of the MPs. We've got Ironhide and the Hoist Trailbreaker mold coming out, both in Diaclone colors. We have Shatterglass Optimus, Shatterglass Skyfire. They're bound to do the other 3 Raiden bots repainted and
Well, you know they
retooled
will.
for the
No
Diaclone.
chance that they don't.
Yeah, so you're talking about, so far MPG has 7 molds. The 6 train bots, and then Jinra. So that's 7, but then you have 3 train bots and 4 repaints. 7 more figures that are just repaints, retools to fill out the MPG line. It's like, it's starting to feel like Generation Selects. That's what I told my one friend. I'm like, you know how they did like, here's Sideswipe, and then Generation Select is like, here's the 15 other versions of Sideswipe, like the G2 and the G2 Unreleased, and this version and that version and Red Alert, and it's like, I don't know, what is MPG line gonna end up being?
Yeah, a hodgepodge at this point. So
yeah, it's just like, here's whatever we want to throw at it. Anyway, this is a pass.
It's a pass for me too. Full details, including accessories, alt mode pics, and price for Flames Toys Hot Rod.
Of course, we've seen this. We've seen at least one alt mode picture, but
yeah,
this gives us all the accessories, which isn't much.
No, it comes with the 2 hot rod guns, the saw, and a little belt buckle. I don't know what it is.
Don't know what that piece is either, actually.
What is it intended to be? That doesn't make... I don't know. I don't
that holds the
understand.
2 guns together?
Yeah.
Is
Do
it
you
maybe...
need it to put them in alt mode?
Oh, I don't know what that little piece is. Let's see. Does it say in the description? Oh, it's a communicator.
Oh.
Comes with his double blasters, which can combine into one single weapon, and a buzzsaw and a communicator. He stands at 23 centimeters tall. He's 9 inches tall. And he's $191.
I mean, I get the price, I suppose, when you consider third-party pricing. But, like, come on, it's fucking Hasbro. It shouldn't be that price, right?
Yeah, so if we look at this and say that this is a masterpiece, sort of, I don't want to call it a masterpiece figure, but if you want to say that this is a masterpiece entry as far as price point, you know, if you look at any of the MPs that are out there, like MP Trailbreaker came out a lot long ago, MP Hoist, they're in the like 150-ish, 160 range.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like this is almost like an MP at third-party MP prices.
Yeah.
So, because I look at this too and I say, okay, if Fans Toys were to say, hey, Hot Rod 2.0 is coming out, Hoodlum 2.0 is coming, I could easily see them saying he's $190.
Yeah.
And it's a G1 Hot Rod that's probably around 8 to 9 inches tall-ish, maybe more closer to 8. So yeah, this feels like it's third-party masterpiece. Now the question will be, what's the quality going to be like?
That is the question.
I mean, Flames Toys has a good reputation, but they don't do anything that transforms, do they? Well, they do, but not much.
The only thing that I kind of know of is their, whatchamacallit?
Megazord?
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah. I was thinking, Victory Saber. Which only part of it kind of transforms and more part
Victory
forms.
Leo transforms.
Yeah.
More part forms, yeah.
You don't get the robot mode, right? You just get the lion and the armor for your saber.
I believe that's correct, yeah. I will say, if you look at the pictures, his hand is very much like old school MP, where it's like you just get the fingers to hinge open and that's it. There's like a single...
Honestly, I'm okay with that. I feel like it tends to work out better.
It depends on how it's done. I feel like they've come a long way with hands. They being Hasbro or Takara and third party.
Yeah.
I appreciate an opening hand. I don't necessarily need every finger to be articulated at every joint, but I do appreciate when I can put the hands in some kind of pose, and it doesn't look like he's got arthritis, like, or permanently.
Yeah, I guess.
Typewriter fingers, kind of thing.
I just find when you do the hinged hand like that, I feel like there's less chance of something going wrong. That's my biggest thing with it.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, this looks good. I don't think I'm in on it because I don't think I need an IDW hot rod.
Yeah, I'm not a big enough fan of like the IDW stuff to be like, oh my god, I need this. Like, no.
He looks cool.
He does. If you are an IDW fan, I think he looks cool. I don't think the price is terrible. I don't think it looks terrible for the price, but I think that it's starting to set a really high bar, which is the same thing that disappoints me about actual third-party stuff, is that it's like, it's too much, and I don't know. I'd like to see this be a lower price, I guess, but I don't know. It's up there. I kind of feel like it's a way of Hasbro officially testing the waters, like, yeah, okay. Flames Toys, go ahead, release it this way. Can we get away with an official product that is more mass-produced for this price point? Go.
Yeah. And it's got big shoes to fill. I mean, it's... because everybody knows, they've already done this figure as a non-transforming figure.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, all right, now this one transforms. There's going to be some things that have to suffer just having a robot that doesn't have to transform.
Yeah.
Um, but also it has to look good in both modes, which it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to make them look good in car mode when car mode legitimately just looks like a robot doing uh, some kind of crazy yoga, honestly. Like...
Yeah, I mean, in general, that car mode's kind of a hot mess, but
Yeah.
It is what it is. That's how they designed it.
It's what it's supposed to look like.
So.
Yeah, they did what it's supposed to look like. It's not as impressive, though, if it was like G1. Hot Rod / Rodimus. That's all I'm saying.
Now, if they take the same engineering, I wonder if they could make a G1 relatively easily, make a G1 looking hot rod that actually looks right. Obviously, they'd have to retool it pretty heavily, but given their lack of expertise in engineering, because they haven't done a lot of transforming figures.
That's a good question. I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see the reception on this.
Yeah.
And the reviews to see, is it worth almost $200?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not in.
I am not in either.
Listeners, if you're in, let us know. Let us know what you think. With that, the 40th anniversary trading cards from Dynamite look less than explosive. So let's see. Okay, so it's like... Is it like G1 package art and old comic looks and stuff like that? Yeah, because I recognize that box back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and then it's like, and here's a picture of Megatron as a toy who looks like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm real torn on these because I love the trading cards. Like, I collect the trading cards. I collect even the pack-in cards, which are hard to do because if you don't buy the figure, you got to find somebody who's willing to part with the card.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about these, and then I started seeing some of these example cards, and I'm like, these look like a really half-assed effort.
Yeah.
Like, they gave it to the intern, and the intern was like, all right, I'm going to take box art, comic art, and toy images.
Yeah, I sit in a weird position with this, because, like, I look at it, and I get it, but I don't get it, right? Like you got comic books. It's like I don't know what I would be collecting, honestly. Like, I feel like if you did all toy packaging, right? Like, you had the battle scenes, the tech spec images that they all had, and things like that. Like, okay, I get that. But then you throw in the comics, and it's like, well, like, I don't think the comics look... Like, the comic covers, I think, look cool on a trading card. I don't like the inside comic art. Like, here's Optimus Prime throwing a punch. Like, okay, that's something. And, like, oh, here's Devastator and Red Robot that I can't identify. Because it's just the way comics were. And then it's like, and then here's the actual picture of the toy, even though there's better pictures of the toy out there. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand what we're going for. I don't like it. How many cards are there total?
So it looks like there's
110 cards.
And then 110 rainbow parallel cards. I'm assuming that's just, here's your foil version. So they have two runs, a regular run and a foil run, same cards. And then some creator art cards for Bob Budiansky and
so you get
Simon.
Not each. Okay, so there will be 9 transfer cards in each pack plus 1 glossy. So 10 cards essentially every pack. You get 24 packs in a box. Is that right? Yeah. So that's 240 cards to hope you get a full set of 110. And they're definitely not going to be a full set of glossy 110. You would need to have if you had the best luck in the world, you need to buy 110 packs of these because you're only getting one glossy. You know. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's fine, I guess, but
It's like when they did the Armada cards back in the day. And they had a regular set, and then they had, I think, gold or silver border set that was just a parallel.
yeah.
But you had to buy more packs because you got less of those in each one. I don't know. Part of me wants to go in on these, and part of me is like, it's not good.
I just, like, I look at it and I'm not really sure who it's appealing to because it's definitely not grabbing. I mean, I don't even know if kids these days collect any types of trading cards outside like Pokemon cards. So they're out, right? It's only appealing to the G1 purist. And then, like, is there people out there who aren't like me? I guess that we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, these comic scenes. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. There's too much going on. If you look, like we were just talking about, the types of cards. It's like you got comic, you got box art,
Right.
you got
it's like
box art backgrounds,
Pick
and
one.
you got toy pictures.
Yeah, like pick one of those, and then like, and the toy pictures, like I said, like the toy pictures just feel like, well, we need to fill out some more cards. Fuck it, let's make toy pictures. Like I'd almost like, if you did the 110 cards, you lost all the toy pictures, and then like each of these background arts, like the like we see the Metroplex art, I assume is there. We see the Metroplex fighting Trypticon. Like if that was like 6 cards or something like that, or that you could put together and like make the scene, you know, like okay, well you could get me on 6 cards if you kind of can put it together like that, right? Like.
Yeah.
But then you're like, man, here's a shitty, like, not even a good image of G1 Megatron. It's like dead on that makes him look the worst he possibly could look.
Yeah, the G1 toy. Yeah.
Yeah, like you couldn't make the G1 toy look any worse than that picture makes him look. Like you legitimately, I don't think you could.
I mean, at least straight on it hides his trigger dick.
That is true.
Because if you look at it from any angle or the side, he's got this giant trigger. Dick.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in on these. I remember, the last thing of cards that weren't just like for playing a game that I think I was into. I remember being into like the Marvel Masterpiece cards. And I was like 4th fucking grade.
I remember those from
prior
the 90s.
to that. I remember being into, and I think I had a complete set. I don't know if I still do, but I had G.I. Joe trading cards.
Yep.
And I like that set. That was cool. And there was nothing special about it. And I think I got a box and I got a complete set of G.I. Joe trading cards. And I was happy with that.
They were action. Weren't they the G.I. Joe action cards?
Let me see.
It's like the
G.I.
Transformer
action cards. Yeah, that's the one. Mm-hmm. Wait, no. It's not that. Maybe I wasn't. When would I have gotten these? Not the action cards. I got the Real American Hero trading cards. Here, I'll send you a link. These ones. Let me see if I can find a picture of them. Cards. Wonder if there's like an image of all of them. I can't find any real good images of them. Just the box. Actually, here we go. Let's try this link here.
Okay, I see some pictures.
Yeah. So the back of the cards always had like a lot of information about what was going on or who the character was and stuff like that. And the front of the card just tended to be kind of comic-y art, I would say. Let's see, eBay.
Okay, so these were after the action cards.
Yeah, this was 91. So, yeah, here's a picture of the cards. Oh, shit. There you go. Here we go.
200
Open,
card.
image a new tab. Here we go. All right. Yeah, so like the cards look like this, and then like the back had like a bio of the character and stuff like that, or like the special missions or whatever for various things. So I like that because I remember that's where I like first like read about all the different Vipers and stuff like that. So
That's cool.
yeah, this was a cool set. So
And there was like a little foot locker that came with all 200 cards too.
I guess I don't ever recall seeing that. I'm looking at the thing here. I just remember I had the booster box with General Hawk on the front. Let me see. But I saw that Foot Locker thing. So I don't know if that was like a special release, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember.
But yeah, like the special missions card, like I think that was like specifically like a comic cover or something, and it discussed, like something that happened in G.I. Joe history, and it was a cool set. I liked it. So that's the last set of cards I remember being super into, and I may still have them somewhere. I don't know where they are, but I may still have them.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. If I don't have them, I'll be sad. I would like to have them. A new Transformers game coming to PC and current consoles, Galactic Trials. Oh boy, I can't wait to see what kind of microtransaction riddled bullshit this is.
Right? I didn't watch the video. There's a 1 minute long.
Alright. So, let's do it. It's a minute video. Alright, so we get Optimus Prime and Megatron. We get, oh god, come on. Slow the fuck down. Alright, Optimus Prime and Megatron. Then in a fraction of a second, we get RC and no fucking idea. It's a black fembot. Kind of looks Black Arachnia-ish, but with flames and big glowing wheels on her back. We get Wheeljack and Soundwave, a classic pairing. Optimus transforms. Okay. Okay. Race in alt mode. All right.
Oh, that's I think that's Flame War, by the way.
Okay.
Let's see.
What is this? Fight in bot mode. Is it
No,
like...
you gotta say it like the video does. Fight in bot mode.
I
Like they
don't
talk
have sound
like
on.
this, so-
I'm only
Oh,
watching.
okay.
So play as an
The-
Autobot or
the
as a
narrator-
Decepticon. Oh, there's
Yeah, the
Shockwave.
narrator
There's
speaks in
Nightbird.
the same cadence as for Cybertron trilogy.
Okay, so if I am guessing right, this looks like it's trying to cash in on a lot of different things. So you got this like what looks like an arena combat. Like I'm at specifically 38 seconds. Look at them running and how bad they look like they're moving across the ground. Like they just look like they're like floating above and like sliding across the ground. If you see that.
Yeah.
And then the very next scene, it's like Mario Kart with Transformers. Play solo. Yeah, so. And it almost looks like it's like a running gunner type thing, but like it looks like there's more of an arena. I don't know. This is weird. Okay, so yeah, and then he pops up. I don't fucking understand what this is, but way to go Hasbro on this one. And this is going to be something that's quickly forgotten, regardless of what it is.
See, it says play Galactic Trials to progress through levels and collect relics in single-player mode. In arcade mode, grab a friend with 2-player local multiplayer and enter a quick race, creating a custom racing experience with your track, character, and weapons, or enter local-based specialized tournaments.
It has been a pleasure to continue our collaboration with Hasbro and return to the world of Transformers, says Outright Games marketing director Stephanie Malham in a press release. With 2024 marking the 40th anniversary of this iconic IP, we're very excited to release a half-assed game being the first ever console racing video game in the franchise history with the inclusion of
What?
roguelite elements. Transformers Galactic. Come the fuck on. Really? Like, so you know what a roguelite is, right? Like,
Yes.
okay. How the fuck do you make that Transformers? Because, like, in a lot of roguelites, there's, like, some, like, you're a clone or a descendant or something of it that you died and someone comes in and picks up the progress, right? And, like, each time you're supposed to be a little bit better because you've drawn on whatever experience or whatever equipment you've picked up. How the fuck does that work with Transformers? And then this custom racing experience, like, oh, it's the first racing game in Transformers history, like, because that's what I fucking wanted.
No, it's not. Remember when they did the Wii couldn't handle all the stuff, all of the Transformer games they were coming out back in the day, so they came out with a what did they call that? Speed.
I don't
remember when they had the line of Transformers where it was like they even did a classics looking Hound. It wasn't mech tech, but it was like, here's Bumblebee, and you press a button and all these like guns pop out like he's from Mask or something.
What was that called? Weaponizers? Is that right? Weaponizers?
Weaponizers something.
Yeah.
But on the Wii they did a Transformers like War for Cybertron game where you couldn't transform, you just had to race through certain things and then it would force you to transform. But then they did one where it was like you couldn't even transform. Well, you could, but it was like you press a button and it was like a special move. But the whole game you were in just racing through stages. And you could switch into your, what's that called? Speed Stars?
I don't know if I remember that one, to be honest with you. Stealth Force?
Stealth Force. That might have been.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So
that's it. Where it was like, oh, there's a
It
vehicle.
was one of the movie tie-ins, but like okay, it was a Dark of the Moon tie-in, but it was totally just you're in car mode with weapons or something like that.
Yeah, and then there was a Wii game where you pretty much, that's all you could do. Just drive around like that.
Yeah, there's no bot mode in this game.
Yeah.
You're literally just like it's like arena combat or something like that.
Dark of the Moon Stealth Force Edition.
Yeah.
And I think I bought it, and it's like, yeah, you basically just run around. I think you could transform, but it was more like you press a button and they transformed and did a move and then transformed right back. You didn't get to transform.
I don't even know because like I'm looking at some playthrough and at the end it's like Megatron sitting there. I want to see. Okay, there's a robot mode. Nope, that's a picture of a robot mode. That's not actual robot mode. So it looks there's like a end credits. It's like full playthrough ending, and it's like Megatron in tank mode, just sitting there looking at something. It doesn't even transform. Oh yeah, all the fucking robot modes are all just pictures. Oh my god. I never.
Yeah,
played this,
there was one Wii game like that. I think that's what it was. The Stealth Force Edition.
Yeah.
Dark of the Wii game.
Yeah, so it's not technically the first racing game, but it's like who like. Let's celebrate Hasbro and 40 years of Transformers by making something nobody wants. Nobody.
Right. The Armada game is still the best game.
I want to go someone to go back
Cybertron.
and make Transformers Tatakai, that G1 game, and like make it good, because like that had such potential to be a decent game. It just falls just slightly short.
It's so repetitive.
Yeah.
And you can level your guy up. So I beat the whole game as Hound.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I'm just gonna pick Hound. I'm gonna keep leveling him up, and I'm never gonna change characters. I don't care who I unlock.
Oh my god. That brings me back to the original TFCon, and shout out to the people who make it happen. I know it's hard, but Daniel there, Proto Man, he was talking about it. And he had mentioned, like, oh, most people haven't played it and don't know all the characters. And, like, he mentioned characters. I'm like, wait, really? Like, I didn't see that character in the roster of people I've unlocked. And I played it through, like, a fair amount of times. And, I messaged him. I was like, and, like, he got, like, pissy with me. He's like, I make mistakes, all right? I'm like, I'm just asking because, like, you listed a character and I didn't know if, like, there was more for me to do. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, why? I don't know. It always gets me when someone, like, gets all sensitive and offended about things. I'm like, I'm not actually trying to be a dick. I'm just legit asking a question. You
Yeah.
You know? It's like, I think he said Sunstreaker or something's in there. I'm like, I don't recall Sunstreaker ever being in the game. Is that true? Like, did I miss something? You know, sorry if I hurt your feelings. You know, what gets me is I'm looking at these pictures and it's like fucking Optimus Prime and then like a fucking tank Megatron chasing him doing the same speed. I'm like, because I feel like, you know, tank is definitely able to do 126 kilometers an hour on a racetrack. Like, that's totally what I would race with, right? Like, yeah. Well, this will be something that goes instantly into the like $10 or less bin and gets forgotten about forever.
I'll probably pick it up on sale because I like to pick up the Transformer games, but I know it's gonna be
Oh my
trash.
god! Stop feeding into the problem. They're like, we've made sales. See, people like this.
You're not wrong. It
Yeah.
is kind of feeding into.
That, I mean, like, just watching the way that these characters are moving across these worlds is so, like, the car racing doesn't look terrible, but like any of the robots walking across, like, their feet movement is not synced with the speed that the map is moving, you know, like, which is like walking 101. Like, if your character's foot is not planted in the position that the ground is scrolling relative to the viewer, then you're doing it wrong, you know. Like, I know back in the day we didn't get it right where, like, walking up and down stairs, your character's feet actually correctly go with the stairs. They just kind of, like, slide up and down the stairs. But, like, we got the ground thing settled a long time ago, and, like, this is good enough for Hasbro and good enough for the people who are making this game. So, I guarantee you'll get this game for $10 or less at some point in time. So, this is bad, man. This is bad.
It is.
Also in video game news, Transformers Cross Overwatch collab full reveal. Okay. So you get kind of Bumblebee. He's Bumblebee without a face. And what is up with the RC? Oh, okay.
I don't know anything about Overwatch, so.
I know it's like an arena shooter game. I don't know anything else about it. That's fine. I guess it looks like you're getting like a Megatron and RC, Bumblebee, and a Prime that all look vaguely like they're supposed to, but without their faces. Except RC, because I guess she's a girl, and people need to.
I guess
see
certain
pictures of RC? I
characters
don't know.
merge with these. Let's see. Megatron choosing Ramatra to aid him in his conquest of Earth. We get
That means-
Reinhardt as Optimus, Ilari as RC, and Bastion as.
And that means absolutely nothing to me.
Yeah, I'm guessing that these are Overwatch characters that somehow merge with.
Is it like a skin? Like, I have no idea. Probably, I could see it being like a skin. I like that they show Bumblebee like transforming into some kind of vehicle with a big gun on the top. I wonder if that's at all in the game or what happens. I don't know.
Question.
I don't know. I've never played Overwatch. I hear it's very popular. So if you're into it and you like these Transformers, good for you. Not for me. Possible look at Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime looking hungry like the wolf. And I didn't understand this. They're just like a picture of him at like a little piano. And okay.
As soon as I saw this, I just envisioned that's what he was singing. And I have no idea why, so I just went with it. I have no idea why he's at a tiny piano. I know nothing about this. I will say this looks like a pretty intricate Optimus Prime to be a main release, but if this is some commander level release, then I could see it happening. Inline release.
Yeah.
Looks good though. It's from these pics.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. He's got a big backpack though.
it does.
He's got a big backpack. I will say, being that you can see in the backpack the front of the truck is folded up there, Like you can see the headlights of the truck and all that stuff. It doesn't look as nice as like the current whatever Earthrise Optimus Prime, but it's okay. I've seen worse Optimus Primes.
Yeah. I don't know. Interested in this. See more.
Yeah.
This made me think of the Bruce Campbell Old Spice commercial where he's playing piano and singing "Hungry Like a Wolf." That's why it popped in my head.
I get it. I don't get this Optimus. I mean, he looks fine, but I don't get it. You'll raise a ruckus and cause mayhem with this 2-pack first look. Mayhem, Bludgeon, and Ruckus pack.
I don't know who Mayhem Bludgeon is supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't get it. So I can see,
like
I can see the homage to original Bludgeon in a way, like in the head and stuff like that.
A bit, yeah.
I don't understand necessarily what
The Tarn
it's supposed
mold
to
redone.
be. Yeah.
See Tarn mold.
It looks like Bludgeon, but he's throwing up some stuff. And his colors are a little bit off.
And then Ruckus is the little.
Is Ruckus one of the ones that like the guns would flip out of him? Is that what he was?
I think so. Yeah, I think
that's
he was.
Crankcase, isn't it? I don't know.
Crankcase was another one. I think Ruckus was the little blue.
Okay.
Buggy.
Because okay, and then when I see that, because then you see the guns on his back, I'm like, okay, that feels very much like he's trying to be that, whatever it was.
Wasn't one of the spark bots, but he was one of the ones the guns flipped. There was like two different.
TriggerCon, I think was their name.
Trying to think. Yeah, TriggerCon. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what
Let's
was.
see. TriggerCons. Okay. Yeah. So if you look up the TriggerCons, yeah, definitely. Definitely can see this. He's like he's like a little dune buggy looking thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This does not look like a dune buggy though. This looks like it's some kind of little truck or something, but I don't know. It's hard to see, I guess. So, yeah, whatever. I think Ruckus looks cool. I don't know who Mayhem Bludgeon is, but whatever. Let's see. What if I search that? Mayhem Bludgeon. Mayhem Attack Squad Thunder Mayhem Bludgeon 5. What the fuck is this? This is a BotCon OTFCC Timelines character. So he is... What toy is this? I have no idea what this is. Here is the picture I see. Oh, it's like a repaint of Onslaught. Okay.
Oh, I remember this.
Okay, so it's like a repaint of Combiner Wars Onslaught.
I forgot about this thing. Oh.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it was a club exclusive. I think.
Yeah, a Transformer subscription service 4.0 Bludgeon. So,
Fuck OTFCC.
Which doesn't even have the same head as this. It's kind of got like a weird skull head. Here's a link to that. The head is totally off. So I don't know. I like the new head, I guess, better. This Mayhem Bludgeon thing, but like it calls Bludgeon to me, I guess, more. Does it? I don't know. I guess inside robot. I don't know. I don't know.
Their combined mode? Does he actually combine this other one?
Well, here's this Thunder Mayhem. Whatever the fuck this is. This looks kind of more like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, see, I think the skull head is the combiner head, and then the little head is the one that looks like the inner.
No, I think the the head that we have on the... Okay, so now it's all making more sense to me. So the skull head is the standalone robot, and then this head, this mayhem quote-unquote head, is more the combined mode. I can see it more now.
It's the other way around, isn't it?
No, not from what I see.
In the combined mode, he has that crazy.
No. In combined mode, he's got the mode a similar view of the head of this toy release, and then in robot mode, he's got the crazy skull face. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. Don't tell me I'm wrong. You son of a bitch. Look, this is Sabertron. They know what they're talking about. Where's the picture? Just send me the picture. God damn it.
Here's the combined mode.
I like that you have all these pictures, but I wish that you
okay, so this isn't the skull head. This is the samurai.
Yeah. So yeah, like this is, I don't know. Here's the picture of them all split up. So looks like they put on the like a version of this head on the bludgeon body. I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me. It's weird. I don't know. It looks kind of cool though. I dig it, I think, but I wouldn't get it.
Yeah, it says Ruckus is a retool of Legacy Beachcomber, and then
okay.
Legend is another reuse of the Legacy Tarn. It says this time with more retooling to make it look more like his IDW model. So I guess that looks more like IDW.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I mean, I think it's an interesting set. It's not for me, but.
Agreed. Not for me, but.
Okay.
Interesting use of the mold.
Yep. Finally, can't wait for the Omega Supreme Rocket mode to come out in this line. So what is this? New Transformers. Oh god, Squeezelings. Squeezelings figures. Which these are non-transforming G1 figurines in chibi style.
That are squishy.
And they're squishy.
I love if you scroll down the second comment.
Is it?
It says, "Will they copy the Heinz squeezable commercial with the impish squeeze me squeals?"
I hope so.
You should hit play on that.
I will hit play on
right
it when
away.
I have headphones on. I can't do it here. Different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Literally, there's this little voice that goes, "Squeeze me," as the people squeeze the ketchup bottle.
This is once
It's
again, Hasbro, what the fuck are you doing with your IP? So first off, it's all over the place, right? Like you got G1 Megatron, G1 Optimus Prime, G1-ish Grimlock that looks like absolute ass. Like
Terrible.
Could not look further from the Dinobot mode, but it's clearly G1 Grimlock. You've got Cheetor and Optimus Primal, and then you've got like Transformers RID Bumblebee, I think.
I don't know what
Watched
Bumblebee.
It looks like it's the Netflix series that they did a while ago.
It looks like a mix for me between Cyberverse and Earthrise Bumblebee.
Yeah, it's weird.
And what's that pose Megatron's doing?
He's dancing.
He's like, "I'm fabulous. Also, I'm shooting this way." Like,
well,
Primal's holding his...
Optimus Prime is like, "Come over here." He's like trying to do like a pelvis thrust, you know, like
Optimus Prime's got his arms bent at 90 degrees. He's doing that thing Biden did that one time where he just froze on stage for like 30 seconds. Remember that? With his hands straight out in front of him at 90 degrees, making fists.
Oh my god. What you can do is you can take this Prime and you can stick him behind Cheetor and he looks like he's fucking him in the...
And Primal's standing there in his action ready mode with his swords upside down. Like reverse grip, which...
No.
Okay.
So what you do is you take Primal and you then put Grimlock's whatever arms over his shoulders, and then it looks like Grimlock's fucking him in the butt. Oh my god!
While Primus is trying to ski. It looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
Prime's trying to ski. Primal's trying to ski.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and Grimlock. Oh my god, that thing is a hot mess.
And then just because clearly Transformers fans needed something you could squeeze like that. What the fuck?
I don't understand the playability. It's
And they're
Dude,
$5 a piece for nothing. For essentially nothing. I don't know if this is a U.S. price. Where is this? Okay, it's Canada, so it's like $3 a piece. This isn't even something that I feel like would sell in a dollar store. This is shit that just sits there. And when you look at the back of the box, Primal, I don't even think he looks that good. But then look at the actual thing where he's got these weird blue mutant fish lips going on. It's like he took a fish and shoved it in his helmet. Second fish reference today. It's all fish. That's what. Okay, that's the name of this episode.
There's the name of the episode.
It's all fish. It's all fish.
I want you to look at the last picture.
I don't want to look at it. It's gonna be my nightmare. Hey, are you still watching Death Note? It's kind of like Ryuk in a helmet there. That Primal. There you go.
It is. He's got the. If you look at the picture on the back of the box, that last one, it's like he's got the Joker. Why so serious smile?
Not why so serious. Definitely.
If you zoom in on Grimlock, oh my god. Okay, so the head looks like a snake skull.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's so much wrong with Grimlock.
His T-Rex arms look like they're coming almost from the knees or the hips. It's really weird looking.
They're very close to his hips. And they're very strangely jointed.
It's like he's sort of sitting on his tail, but not. It's so weird. It's so bizarre. I don't know who came up with these poses or designed these, but terrible.
Even if these things were painted to the nines and they didn't squish, who the fuck wants an Optimus just hey?
Why is he doing that pose?
So
weird.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
And I don't understand the squishy part.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
It's almost like, is this a dog toy? You know? It's not.
There you go. There you go. This is oh, listeners, if only I could post gifts to you.
Post a link to that is Optimus.
That's what Optimus is doing. Clearly what Optimus is doing.
Can we put that link? Can we put a link to that in the show notes?
Copy image address. Can we? Let's see. I don't know. Does this work? If I'm not logged into Facebook, no, this content is not available right now. Well, let's see. Can I do this? If I do this, let's here. This is Ever has logged into Facebook. If I can post this link, if I can post this link somehow and it can be seen, it will be in the notes. Let's try to open it here. No, file not found.
It doesn't work.
Search with Google. There we go. I've got a link for it. There we go. There we go. This one should work. Alright. Here, you click it. Tell me you see it too. Because it just goes right to tenor.com.
I'm going to do even better. I'm going to open a browser that I don't have history on, or I'm not logged into Facebook. Let's see. Yep, that works.
Alright. So we're going to just put this right at the bottom. Do the Optimus Prime.
Oh, these are so bad.
There we go. It's a sub-note of this. There we go.
Out of morbid curiosity, part of me wants to see one.
Don't do it! Stop buying into their stuff, man. You are the problem.
I am the problem.
I
hear that so often.
I hate you. I hate you, man. Don't do it. I'm with you too. Out of morbid curiosity, I want this shitty Grimlock just to be sitting somewhere, and someone's like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, it's Grimlock. Why? What's wrong with it? It's not even really G1 Optimus. It's like kind of G1 Optimus, but he's got some like weird black stuff going on his chest, and his crotch. I don't know.
It's
he's got a lot of black
Optimus
going on.
and Bumblebee are like the evergreen designs,
Yeah.
Almost. But
The
that Bumblebee,
Megatron is slavishly G1 with a festive flair for dancing.
he really is. Super pew pew. Cheetor is very, very Beast Wars. Primal is very, very Beast Wars going on a ski trip.
He's Beast Wars going on a ski trip. What he is he's like an NFL football player cosplaying as Primal. And the Joker going on the ski trip.
The mouth gets worse and worse. When you look at the back of the picture, the box,
it really does.
It's a blue line, and then you look at the actual, like, just the front of Optimus Primal, and the artwork on the box looks fine, or on the card back looks fine. It looks like it's probably based on the Siege, whatever it was, Fall of Cybertron, Earthrise. Whichever one that was.
Let's see some of the comments.
But then the
here.
one that's actually in the packaging, it looks like he splattered a bunch of blue shit all over his face.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go through the comments. Beast Wars fan 95 says, "Why is Primal holding his swords upside down?" Because he's skiing.
Oh my god, I thought that Beast Wars fan 95, his icon was a fist with a mushroom peg, and then I realized it's like a house made of cheese.
Yes, it is.
Equal amount of sense.
I love how prominent Primal and Cheetor are in the evergreen / franchise list toys now. Okay. I like the idea that some designer out there assumed we don't already squeeze our TFs, but I suppose these would presumably break less often from affectionate hand hugs.
It's a fan who needs therapy.
Primal looks like he's witnessing some fucked up shit right now. I would buy that cheapo Grimlock to have on my desk at work, though. Why? Really slow news day. What type of dinosaur is Grimlock? That Primal Fig looks like he's screaming for mercy, which I shall not grant him. If you aren't limited to a shitty transformation like the Authentics, why would you design the Grimlock with these proportions? Looks to me like only Grimlock and Bumblebee here are actually authentic style. Both Megs and Prime are A84 cartoony, although painted oddly, and Primal and Cheetor are just Primal and Cheetor. I didn't notice Optimus was weird. I thought he was just in the authentic style, but for some reason he's only painted like that. Let's see. Is that any more? Grimlock's channeling his inner Gaijin. Okay. I'm disappointed there's no Waspinator, the ideal character to make into a squeezable figure.
From what I gather, based on the packaging, you can squeeze them, and if you're older than 3 years old, you can put them in your mouth without choking. Okay?
So what can you do with this? Just statues?
The next wave of these Transformer Squeezlings is hitting dollar stores.
Oh, well, it's going to be hitting the 52 for $1 stores. Because they're probably not going to sell. I don't know. This is also awful. I didn't want to say awesome. Almost sounded like I was going to say awesome, but it's far from awesome. Yeah, this shit. I'm sorry. This shit. So.
Agreed.
That's it. That's all the news we have. And I think that's good. Listeners, I know we do have some listener questions. We haven't forgot you. I'm just waiting for Robert to get out of jail so we can fairly answer them all. I appreciate you sending in your questions. We look forward to answering your questions. But I want at least Robert to be here. It'd be nice to have Robert and Oscar, but Oscar's got work things going on. So I think we can at least wait for Robert to get out of jail. We can address some of these. So thank you for sending them in. Keep sending them in. We will definitely answer them as soon as Robert's on, which is hopefully in 2 weeks. Once he gets enough of his Optimus Prime thrusting from the soap dropping. Hopefully he'll be here. So.
Oh, looks like you dropped the energon again.
Robert's like, can you like put your arms over my shoulders like that Grimlock and start thrusting like Optimus. Anyway,
that Grimlock has little hooks and everything.
He
so
does have hooks. You are not getting away from that Grimlock.
Nope.
So anyway, it's been an episode.
Good episode. Enjoy your rocket squeezing.
Yes. All right, good night. Thanks for coming in and listening to our podcast again. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.